Cool.
All right, that's nice.
Why does it keep muting you?
No, I'm muting myself because Putra is
All right.
roaming around. We live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
I went to bed yesterday, like at 5 in the morning. I'm all fucked up because I was with you here, and then the dogs wouldn't stop barking, and, doing. I don't know.
Like right now.
Yeah, like now, but yesterday, like at 5 o'clock in the morning, they will be knocking the door for me to open it to let them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mm.
Why I got cats.
So are those references, or that's for photo bashing?
No, that's references. I'm gonna do a little style guide for myself, and then start putting some sketches. I want to do environment, some sort of
Hmm.
sci-fi shipyard or something like that.
All right.
So just trying to figure out what I want.
Yeah, today I was like, I've been trying to imagine like what creature I wanna put in a scene, but nothing really interesting is coming out. So I think I'm too sleepy. I'm too tired. I figured, let me do a Covenant, Alien Covenant. Ridley Scott, give me a job.
Yeah. Mm.
Do you watch Life? Do you you see it? The movie?
Life, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Maybe want to see it though. Okay.
Do you know if the Facebook live stream thing is only for phones, or you can do it from your computer too?
I actually don't know. I think you might be able to do it from the computer. I think I've seen people do it, so
Could be fun. Nothing else to do there. Really, so.
yeah. This Facebook thing is just go mad every day. Just open it. It's only useless stuff.
It really is. Yeah. It only helps to raise my blood pressure. That's all it does.
Yeah. Don't go there. No, it's cool. I mean, direct messages and all that. It's pretty good, but so many people, so many things.
Yeah, and also, I think everybody does this. Us, everyone. Like you're mad at something, like what, like your day's not going well. So as soon as you get on Facebook, you gotta let everyone else know. So all you see is just people having bad days, like everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you have a good day, you just don't.
Yeah, you're not in Facebook when you're having a good day.
Interesting. There's gonna be theories of social media and like lots of studies done on that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's just fucking weird.
In a few years, right? It's gonna be like in a few decades.
I'm sure there's people studying it right now.
Yeah, but like right now, you can't really tell what's gonna happen. Like, how is that gonna change people, right?
Yeah, well, it's different, man, than before.
So different.
Like so fucking different every day. Like I see people because I don't have a smartphone, so I never use Facebook on the smartphone. Like if I'm outside or if I'm not on the computer.
Oh, so you only use Facebook when you're at home?
Yeah, which is pretty much all the time because I'm always at home. But whenever I'm out, I'm not doing that, or with friends, or things like that. So
Yeah.
I always look at people, and a lot of people are pretty addicted to it, man. Like always on the phone, always checking and replying and things like that. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah, it gets pretty weird. Like I sit down in a restaurant or something with Putri, and I have to fight the urge of just go for my phone. So we're both sitting and we're not talking to each other. I have to like.
Dude, that's fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta put it down and think about it. Like I gotta. It has to be like a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that. I think it's a big problem. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
Like anything.
It feels just like smoking or something like that. Like you. It's like, oh yeah, I will quit it. I'll. It's bad, but you still do it.
Yeah.
You wake up at night, like sometimes, hey, I'm gonna check Facebook, see what's going on. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna wake up and have a cigarette. Like then you're really addicted.
I guess the social media addiction is now worse than smoking. I guess just on your health, so maybe it's not that bad. But
Oh well, yeah.
I think it's
No,
weird,
I mean
like,
it's not. Yeah, I don't mean like how the damage, but yeah, like the nature of it, it's the same. It's the same as drinking or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's so hard not to make every model super muscular because it feels good to make muscles. So instead of making them realistic, like small and you just go for I'm gonna make him fucking ripped, and it looks ugly as fuck.
Yeah, because it's so easy to
Yeah, to
exaggerate.
overdo it. You know, like you want it to look like an anatomy, uh, like those anatomy figures that's just super ripped, and that's not realistic.
But you don't use any reference. Maybe that's the problem.
No, now I do. I have my anatomy figures and stuff around me, so I'm looking at the
Oh,
muscles.
oh, you still have like the figure. Okay. I'd like to have one like that.
Oh, it's so helpful, man.
Mm. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so how? Let me see. Select. I keep touching on this thing, like this thing pops out, you know.
Mm.
So I end up changing the size of the brush every time.
Okay.
But every time I want to move this, I have to click on that same button, and then it pops out sometimes.
Is it a problem?
Yeah. Well, it bothers me sometimes. You know, it's like I need that shortcut.
Just gotta get used to it. But
It keeps popping out.
it's quite useful actually, the space thing.
Um,
Faster selection of the tools. No, I mean the thing you're doing.
oh, this thing. Yeah, I have it also on the one of the stylus buttons. The right click. It comes out.
Oh, yeah, that might be the problem.
Yeah, I might change it. I don't know how to, but figure it out. But man, since I've been doing this, I'm paying so much attention now to any sculpture, like
Yeah.
that also Italian stuff, like made out of that marmor, like the white stuff, like
Marble.
the classic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like you have like drapery and hair, and everything looks amazing. Like what the fuck? And I'm
Yeah.
struggling
These
here.
people are just crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane the quality and I wonder how the fuck they did that really.
I saw it the other day on Facebook. There's this guy that does the same.
Same style.
Yeah, this. I mean, same material, right? But he's a modern sculptor, so he makes um, like an AK-47
Oh
made.
yeah. Nice. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
but he has like electric tools. Like he can like
Mm.
motorized tools,
Yeah.
right? So but yeah, you can it looks so polished, dude. It's
Mm.
beautiful.
I'll
Pretty
look
cool.
into it. But I remember the ones in the Louvre were just insane. Because also marble is kind of translucent a little bit, so light
It
hits
feels like,
them.
yeah, right, like a bit like skin, right?
It feels like skin, and it's insane. It's quality.
Is it translucent though, or that's just like a
Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit translucent.
oh,
A little bit, right?
yeah, tiny bit.
There was this sculpture. Shit, I don't remember the name. Wait. Okay, that one. The Angel's Kiss. Very famous sculpture.
What is this?
And in this thing, I mean, it doesn't show here at all. But when you're next to it,
Hmm.
really feels like because there's the light, the soft light from the windows, and dude, it's just so beautiful. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It's just oh wow,
that's pretty crazy.
it's glowing, right? Feels alive and shit. It's pretty cool.
Hmm. Yeah, you can see like how they don't use much, like they don't texture the stuff. It's
Yeah, yeah,
very flat, like the surface is very smooth, but it works. Yeah.
yeah. You have some pretty good ones. There's hunting scenes like with a boar, and the guy has a like a spear. Yeah, it's just feels like it's real.
Hmm.
It's like better than real. It's crazy. Art,
Yeah.
art, insane art. Okay, I was looking for something. Yeah.
Yeah, later I want to pose this guy. I want to learn how to move them around. Yesterday I was playing with it, like how to change like the position of the limbs in the end. But you still have to go back to it and make like new skin folds if you
Yeah,
wanna.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because
But
you're using the transpose tool, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone here? No.
Yeah, there's someone apparently. Wait, let me check the
I bet it's Robert.
chat. Where's the chat?
Or Ivan. Maybe Ivan is here.
It's always the same person.
It's always him.
I don't know. Wait. I have to... Oh, I have to go back to YouTube.
Hey, you gotta leave it open, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, it's Killian.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, Killian.
Just
Wanna
call
join?
it. Just jump in, bro.
Us? Yeah, what are you doing in the chat? If you're in the chat, you gotta donate.
Oh yeah, we should get the super chat, and maybe like we get lucky. Someone gives us money.
That'll be funny. Okay, where's this guy? Killian. Are you not on Skype? Killian. Nope, it's not on Skype.
You can just jump in the hangout, no?
Yeah, but I want to give him the link.
Oh.
Do you want to join us, Killian, or? Yeah, we're in Hangout. Just open Skype, I'll give you the link. Oh yeah, you have Facebook, okay. Smart. Killian. All right, here you go.
Hi guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Good. How are you, man?
Good. Enjoying the weather. Who is using zebras? Is it is you, Alejandro?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm practicing.
Killian, you're breathing into your mic.
No, my microphone is shit. I will try to. Can you hear me better now?
It's good, it's
Yeah.
good. Just sometimes
Yeah.
just like the breathing.
Probably too close to your mouth. That's all.
Sounds like you're a pervert.
Yeah, it's kind of it, well, technically, okay.
Technically, you're not wrong.
Technically, you're a guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you doing something, Killian? Like working on something?
No. Right now I just killing time.
Oh.
Maybe
Alright.
I will start zebras also. Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Do that.
Let's do
And you
something.
have any questions, Alejandro, and don't hesitate to ask me.
All right. Perfect. There you go. You're right here, so I'm totally gonna use you and abuse you.
Okay, it's fine. So, how are you long? It's been a while. I remember last time we talked, we supposed to play a game, and I ran for 2 hours.
Pretty much the usual with you.
Cool.
Never play games, you asshole.
Oh, sorry.
Cool.
You guys are liars. They always tell me they're gonna play with me and then just go play with some fucking Spanish people.
I'm sorry, dude.
Nothing against Spanish people, but
Well, I think it's better if Spanish people keep separated for your game sessions, you know?
oh, I would
that
learn.
is-
I'd learn Spanish and all that.
Okay.
Someday I'll do that. I'll join your gaming session with your Spanish friends, and I'll just try to speak in
It will be cool. It's the one you already know, you know, that they're twins.
Yeah, I know them. I know them.
Cool. Oh, what are you trying to do? What are you doing in Photoshop right now?
It's a quick mood board for an environment that I want to do.
Cool.
Just beginning, just starting to gather some references and trying to think of like putting the limitations on, like the shape language and all that stuff, so I don't go too crazy. And that's it. So I'm just doing that right now. It's not really. It's nothing super interesting.
And I'm just poking on this. I'll try to. I want to do a character and then pose him and make a little indoor environment for it and throw it on Keyshot and see what happens.
Oh, cool. Good
Okay.
idea. I was thinking maybe you know the trick that of painting, you know, in 360 environment long
Oh.
in Modo. The one that Jama Jurabev, I
Yeah, I
think
heard about it. I didn't really check it yet. I didn't have time to really look into it yet, but yeah, it's totally fucking cool. I love this shit.
I was thinking that you could combine that with with Keyshot in order to make like a environment, you know, environment map, but hand painted to the rendering
So you get
Keyshot.
the right angles, right? Like the base, you do it in 3D. That's what you mean.
Yeah, yes, but if you do like a final art with that technique and export that like a HDR map, you know, in Keyshot in order to like the
Oh.
character, it could
Oh,
be look
shit,
cool,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could mix and match these techniques. Totally. I'd have to try it first. I didn't do anything like that yet. I've seen a lot of people play with it. It's pretty fun. Gamma is just fucking godlike these days. It's just
Dude, the thing that he did with the APC, it's great. You know, the APC that he painted in VR.
in VR,
made-
exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then rendered in I think it's Octane or some weird
Yes.
some of these things.
It's insane some stuff that people are doing in VR, like Goro Fujita, it's the name.
Uh-huh.
You know
I don't
who Goro Fujita is?
No.
I think it's a Japanese guy who paints really cartoony, really pretty, like Pixar style. And he's doing stuff in Oculus Medium. You know what Oculus Medium is?
No.
It's like painting in 3D.
Retard.
Oh, this is no. Do you know what this is? Bad.
Okay.
So,
I know it.
so what is it?
He paints like you know a happy Pixar style, very cool style, and he's doing like scenes in 3D in Oculus Medium that looks great. And it's cool to see so many artists, you know, using VR.
Yeah, definitely.
And I assume that for art development, you know, they must use it a lot to show the models in 3D and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wonder how much it helps, like using that for sculpting, for example. It's gotta, it's gotta feel even more like natural, right?
Yes, exactly.
I wonder.
Because
I want to try
because
it.
even today, and for movie productions, they still makes maquettes. They still sculpt in traditional maquettes to see the
Yeah.
shapes, to present it to the producer and the director, and then they scan it.
Oh, the
So
scanning.
maybe,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
maybe
so
with
car
VR,
design,
yes,
we still do like clay models and with
yes,
cars.
that's cool.
Because you gotta be like in front of it, right, to really get it.
Yes, exactly. To see the feedback of the
Yeah.
of the director and stuff like that.
Yeah, put it on a camera, like film it, see how it looks like with the
Yeah,
lights.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
camera test and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So, are you excited for the Neil Blomkamp thing? I think it looks great, dude.
yeah, man, it looks really good.
Yeah, man. I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be way more amateurish looking, like way more indie looking, and it's looking ready for cinema. It looks like
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think Sigourney Weaver and Michael Biehn appears in the trailer, right?
Yeah, dude. It's Sigourney Weaver and
And
West also
Hicks
that
and
girl.
Dakota Fanning.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's great. It's like this guy works magic when they cancel their projects.
yeah. That's
They
right.
cancel Halo and he did District 9. They cancel Alien 5 and he do this thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's great. Like it seems like his plan B, they are always awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's that thing, right? Like they suddenly limit your what is it called?
Your budget, your
Yeah, exactly. Like what you can do, and then you gotta figure it out. It probably that's when you really probably make the best stuff. You know.
exactly when you become a problem solver
Yeah,
instead of indulgent in money.
yeah.
That
It's that creativity limitation. Like suddenly, like oh, you don't have the alien anymore. So now he's like, fuck it, I still wanna work with Sigourney Weaver. So he's
exactly.
gonna come up with something cool. And it's funny because he puts her saying go 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 inside a vehicle. It's the same as she did in Aliens when
Yeah.
they're trying to
Yeah,
escape. Remember that
yeah.
she goes to pick them up.
In the APC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, dude. I'm really looking forward to see it. And you were saying about being creative when you have a limited budget is the Jaws effect. When the animatronic shark didn't work,
Hmm.
they shoot the movie in his point of view. Oh, that's why Alien is amazing and Alien Covenant is shit.
Oh my god. Oh
I
my
didn't
Have you
god.
watch
seen?
that movie yet.
Haven't you seen Alien Covenant?
Not yet.
I saw it,
Okay.
dude. It's fuck.
Did you like it?
No.
Did you like the city origin of the xenomorph?
Dude, Michael Fassbender made our
Ay, Dios.
love Xenomorph. That's crazy.
That's insane, dude.
Like how is people supposed to fear? The guy demystified the whole thing. Like,
Yes.
oh, you guys had any questions? Well, here it is. None of them are nice. Everything is shit and mediocre.
Yeah.
I like some of the effects, like a lot of the medic bay scene.
Yes, the protomorph is the best thing of the movie.
Yeah, I like that.
You know that there is a problem with your movie when it's called Alien, and the alien is the less interesting thing. The
I
movie,
know, right?
the xenomorph.
I
It's like
think I
Alien.
think the Xenomorph didn't need to be in that movie at all. Like it didn't add
Exactly.
anything to the movie.
Exactly.
If we would have made the whole movie only with the Protomorph, whatever the This
Yeah.
one, like, it looks kind of like this.
The neomorph is the name, I think. Yes, you're right, dude.
Yeah, just stay with those. Stick to it. They're fine.
Yeah. But no, they have to rehash the same shit.
Yeah, no, that part that David in the end, David is opening the doors for them. He
Don't
can
give
see.
it away like the whole movie.
No. This is,
Oh,
but you,
it's true. It's true. Long say no. I haven't seen it.
I haven't
And we
seen it.
thought,
Oh yeah, shit. You know this part when the alien is like dying and is killing this
no,
guy.
like when you just when you see the alien in the through the monitors, that part it looks so bad. It looks
dude,
so bad.
dude. I never talked with you about that. You remember the shot when he's entering in the hole in the ground? You know, like in the ventilation.
Did you see the pipes of the back
Yes,
going through the
yes.
thing?
Doing clipping, dude.
Oh my
That's
Really? Oh my god, that's pretty
yes,
bad.
yes.
dude.
It seems like they didn't give enough time or money to NPC
Oh yeah.
to. I'm sure that the people in NPC saw the bug, but they were like, "Oh, with this money, we are not going to bother to re-render it." You know,
Yeah.
fact is
Yeah.
because the
Well,
effects looks cheap. The effects looks cheap, but it's made by NPC. They are one of the best studios
yeah,
in
it
this respect.
seems
You
like
know,
they didn't have enough time. They probably like had last minute changes
exactly,
and not enough
exactly.
money. Yeah.
But it's awful, man.
Yeah, and it has so much potential if you think about it, like the whole like new planet thing, new crew, new characters, and like you don't care about anyone.
Yeah, they achieved something I didn't expect. That is, they made me miss the engineers. You know.
Yeah, right. Like they hated engineers, and they were like, oh man, different too. Like the
Yeah.
ones in Prometheus, they really look. They look like the skin is translucent, so weird. But
Yeah.
here, it's just like, oh, just paint some people, paint them white, and make them scream. Like it doesn't look at all like the ones in the
Yes.
movie before.
I know that some people say, and I don't know if it was the art department or Ridley Scott, that those engineers are like are not the same.
At the same time.
Species. Yes, it's like a medium point between humans and engineers.
Mm.
And the engineers itself are not the creators. They are work more like the angels. And there's another top level species who create engineers. You know, they're more like angels than gods. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing with Alien, dude?
Yeah, what the fuck's going on?
I would like that
Because
premise if it wasn't with Alien. You know?
yeah. Like the Alien movies don't need all that crap. It's just all they needed to do. You have Alien One where it's like very localized. Alien Two, like they expanded a little bit, but it's still that thing. Like the thing is in the dark. It comes
Yes.
out. You never know where it is. And in this movie, you know where the alien is all the time.
Yeah.
At
And you
all
have
times, like, oh, that's the. You have
and
scenes of the alien looking around by himself, and no one is looking at it. So it's like you're following the alien.
yeah.
It's like so you're not in the scene. You should be with the crew. You should be with the guys. You know what the alien is. You're not supposed to know.
Yes, exactly. And now you have like a full reveal, properly lighting in the open shots of the alien. You see
Yeah,
clearly the alien perfectly.
and he's looking at
Oh, no
the.
one cares about Alien, guys. But yeah, well, you're not supposed to remake these movies. Why do they try to remake everything? Like, The original
No,
was
it,
good.
it wasn't even a remake. Like it looks like it, but it
Remake
was
or
supposed to be.
reboot or it's the
It's
same thing. They're just trying to.
it's all the things that Long says at the same time. At the same time, it's a sequel, a remake, a prequel. It's
Yeah,
Just doesn't
yeah,
make sense.
and at the same time, it's none of it because it's not respecting what all the other directors did for the movie
yeah,
for the IP. You know, it's like
yeah.
They should stop doing that. Like Ghost in the Shell.
Oh
All
boy,
these like recent, every year, like trying
yeah.
to
yeah,
again
Ghost in the Shell was pornography.
get
That
that.
was stupid.
Like I watched on Netflix they did a movie like animated movie of Blame. You
Yeah.
guys know that the manga?
Oh, really? No.
Like
No, I've seen the manga, but I haven't seen the.
manga is just really one of the best mangas in the world, in my
It's
Yeah, it
cool.
opinion.
looks
And
great. Yeah.
so they remade it. It's cool, right? Like, it's fun and shit, but it's not the same thing. And
Mm.
you can't make one movie out of like the story is like 10 volumes.
Akira.
They gotta change the
Oh
stuff.
no.
Yeah, they're gonna remake Akira now.
Really? Really?
Like the original is not good enough. Like fuck.
Dude,
Just
Akira
rewatch the
holds
fucking
up
original.
anywhere. Yeah, holds up anywhere. Just,
You know.
I, the problem is this. You know that right now pop culture it's out of control. It's mainstream, and it's now it is not a fault of the studios, even if the studios are kind of out of touch of reality, but a
mm,
fault of the audience. The audience only wants brand recognition.
yeah,
The,
yeah.
to that point that when they see Pacific Rim, they say it's a ripoff of Evangelion. Or do you know which movie is Life?
Life,
Life, it's
the
like
horror
Alien.
movie.
You know,
Dude, I
Life.
loved it. I loved Life.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that movie yesterday. But when they announced,
Dude,
people
isn't it
were
better that all the last Alien movies you ever seen? Like way better.
yes, yes, exactly. But listen to this. Most half of the audience were saying in social network that that was a prequel to Venom, the
I
Spider-Man
know.
villain.
That's fucking retarded. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the
But,
problem today.
but why do people
People
listen to social media?
No, I don't listen to that shit. That shit, it rains at your door. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
that information come to me even if I'm trying to avoid it. But
Yeah, no, but I mean,
It's
dude,
like,
does
oh,
anyone
let's make
listen to
this great monster movie into like, oh no, it's a superhero movie. Fuck off, dude. Fuck off your fucking superheroes. You know?
exactly, exactly. That's the problem, dude. Most of the audience is batshit crazy about what they think a movie should be, and it's all like franchise, brand recognition, crossovers, prequels, and I know there's another case of a movie that people were saying that is connected to another universe, and it's like, no, shut up! It's an original standalone movie. Stop
Yeah,
trying to do that to connect everything with the same shit.
yeah, yeah. Let's make all the movies connected into the same universe. That's fun. Everything is the same.
The annoying. There was people saying that Mad Max happens in the same universe as Star Wars, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean, you got crazies
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, it's insane.
Problem is when people start listening to them and they
Yeah.
start saying, "Oh, well, maybe they're right."
So life was great, right, Alejandro?
oh, I loved it. I loved it. That first scene, the first kill, I was like, oh my god, this is
Yes,
amazing. This is
yes.
horrifying.
Calvin is the name of the
Oh,
Martian, right? It's great.
Yeah,
I love the idea. The only thing I prefer the shape of the creature before it has a head.
oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah. When it's
the
like a
scene.
little tumor, yeah, that's the best. Little
Dude,
jellyfish.
yes, yes. The scene when the astronaut is outside with the thing crawling over her suite. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. No, that movie was great. It had I mean, of course, it wasn't perfect, but it was very close to like uh, everything was there. Everything that you love on this type of movies, like they did everything, and it still kept it somehow original. You know, like it was
Yeah,
not a ripoff of anything. Like it was not an alien movie. It was not anything. It was
it's a monster feature. I love that. I miss new monster feature, you know?
yeah, yeah.
When we finally got one, people were like, "Ah, it's a Venom prequel," and then it was, "No, it's not." And then the movie flopped because it wasn't a Venom prequel.
Mm,
People didn't want to see it. It's insane,
really,
dude.
the movie
Yes,
that
yes,
movie flopped?
yeah, it flopped.
Yeah. Mm. I loved it. I loved it. And also, like they did show the creature a lot, but that scene that they okay, long cover your ears for 10 seconds. That scene where they do that protocol, the firewall protocol, and they send
Yeah, the
the
second
other
punch.
shuttle to and you just see
the,
this shot
the
of the door open and the thing just goes inside and fucks shit up. It's like, dude, that
yeah,
looks so good.
yeah, when the cosmonauts, the poor
Yeah,
cosmonauts, that
yeah,
was amazing, dude.
so good. Okay.
All right, I'm back.
It's a shame that when the Calvin is fully grown up, they start to do like scenes in its point of view, you know?
Oh no, I never liked that. Like I don't know why.
Yeah,
It, Covenant also did that.
yeah, exactly. The monster in the full frame. They didn't have to do that. They must keep the style of the first part of the movie, you know, when it's from the point of view of the astronauts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't want to know what the monster sees. Who the fuck cares?
Yes, exactly. That looks amazing.
What is?
Yes, the secondary forms. I like it.
Thanks. What is secondary forms?
Well, secondary forms, you know, the more details on the shapes of the face.
Okay.
I use the wrong term or something like that.
No, I just don't know. I don't know what I mean. Like I'm trying to go like from big bumps to the little stuff, but right now I'm trying just to add the like what's under the skin still,
Hmm.
you know. Without I'm trying to keep it still low. It's not very high
Yes,
quality.
if you want to give it like a skin texture, you are going to have to subdivide after retopologize, you know?
Yeah, no, I won't. I don't think I will do that. I think I'll just really do everything by hand, you know, like just
Okay.
little skin. Um,
Okay. Then another day I'm going to teach you a trick to project this detail into another model, you know? You
oh,
can work all the hard details in Dynamesh, then duplicate the model, do the retopology, the model lose all the details,
okay,
sub,
I've seen that.
yeah, subdivide that model, and then project that stuff in the new retopologized model.
So when you
And
send it to Keyshot, it's like way lighter, right?
yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And to do a proper UV, you know, a UV map.
Oh yeah, I've been looking at how to unwrap it and how to tell it to cut it in certain areas and to protect others.
Oh,
So
cool.
I haven't done it, but I've been looking at it. Yeah, it seems not very hard, right?
Yeah, painting in blue and in red and that stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Cool. And you see that the same color use, you can use it in zero measure to tell the parts I have painted in blue, I want less polygons, and the part
Yeah,
I have painted in red, want more polygons.
yeah. I gotta learn all that shit. I mean, I haven't tried it. But yep. I'm enjoying this a lot, like a lot. It feels like I was made to
Yeah,
do clay shit, you know, like at least organic stuff, like it feels so natural. It's just I
Yeah,
gotta get
exactly.
used to the UI.
Yeah. Rick Baker called the program "Love in First Sight." You know
Really?
who Rick Baker?
Don't put me on the
The,
spot. I don't know who that is.
We
ah,
don't know.
the
We don't know names of people, and we don't.
I don't know. I don't know
I
anyone, man.
I
Everyone.
come I come here dropping names all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
Rick Baker is the dude who made the werewolf in American Werewolf in London. He's the one
Oh,
who designed the creatures in Men in Black and I don't know, and
oh God,
the
that's right.
the monsters, the aliens in the cantina of Star Wars,
Like an
the apes.
important dude.
Yeah, yes, he's like the most important dude in monster making. I think you maybe should know his name.
Yeah.
His the
Dude.
stu- his student Rob Botting is the dude who made the creatures from The Thing. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I don't know anything, man. What the fuck? How do you know these things?
Uh, no, I don't know because I love monster making and film. It's just like the names of
Ooh,
music.
uh, yeah.
The, in the case you always being more in the knowing the names of illustrators and concept artists that creature makers. The thing I'm talking about is people who were the stars in the 80s. Right
Yeah.
now, it's normal if you don't know them.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, but I always feel like because everyone that matters, like when I talk to someone that's like, oh, that guy's really good, he gives me like these very specific references of, oh, do you know this guy or that guy? Like they took a lot of names. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know anyone.
yeah,
Maybe I should. Feel
yeah.
bad.
You should not just because knowing it's cool, but also because they have so much information and advice of all these years. Steve Wang, the guy who painted the Predator, Simon Lee. You have to see their videos because they they're professional in monster making and not just monster making, but how to break into the industry.
Mm.
Alec Gillis, Tom Woodruff, the guys from Alien 3.
Adi Studios.
Yes,
That's the only
exactly.
ones I know. Yeah, I know those, and I know Giger didn't like them at all.
Yeah, yeah. Giger, I think Giger hated everyone who modified his alien.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, "You guys are evil."
Yeah, you see that video talking about the alien in
Like,
Alien Resurrection,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I saw that. Like they were just like telling you how mad was Giger at them. Like
Yeah,
people are evil. Fuck you, dude.
I
That's gonna be horrible. Like be a monster maker for movies and be that guy that Giger hates. You're like, no.
yeah, exactly. Well, to be fair, Giger is his breakout was with Alien, and
Mhm.
he made Dune and Species, but I
Yeah.
don't think he's really a monster maker. He's just an artist.
Yeah,
The problem,
Species was not very
yeah,
inspired.
yes,
Like that monster
yes, exactly.
kind of shit.
The problem will be if Rick Baker hated you. That's the problem because
Okay.
he's in your side. He's a monster maker. He's a designer. Jigger is an artist that was the best choice ever for a project.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I think that's why he was so unique because he was out of the monster making thing, right? So everyone was making the same thing. Just they brought someone from out of that world, just
Bingo.
an artist, and that's why it looks so new.
Exactly, because he doesn't design. He's not a
No, it made no
monster
fucking sense
designer.
at all. Yeah, you're making a monster. You're trying to make it make sense.
Yes,
The xenomorph makes no fucking sense at all. But that's why
yes.
it's so great. No constraints at all.
Tell that to David. He was
Oh,
designing the perfect organism.
Good. Let's design a perfect organism that before would infect you with spores and now infects you with a face hugger. Like that makes so much sense. It was
What-
perfect already. Like you didn't you didn't make him more.
Yes. And what happened with
Yeah.
the Alien Queen, dude? What happened with the
Oh,
Alien Queen?
That doesn't exist. Then that's not a thing.
It's insane, dude.
That's the thing. You see how he didn't care about anything. Like, oh, you guys made that. That's cute. I'm gonna. This is really happy. Like, come on, man. What the fuck? Play
But
ball, dude.
To be honest, to a certain point, I kind of respect that. You know, that he didn't play by the rules. Is fuck you.
Yeah, no. It was like, no, this is the real alien. You guys didn't get it. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it's his baby, right?
No, it's not. It's Dan O'Bannon. The other guy. It's what's the name? Jigger. It's filmmaking is a team effort. You know, filmmaking
Yeah,
is a
true.
team effort. He directs, but he doesn't own it. He could
Yeah.
own it if he produced and write, edited, and directed it.
Yeah,
But
you're
he
right, yeah.
only directed it.
Yeah. James Cameron right now. I'm like, yeah, that was the best Alien. Like that guy got it. Like he was like, okay, I understand what Giger was trying to do with this. You know?
Yeah, yeah, and the Alien Queen is amazing. The design.
Yeah, that's right.
But dude, the key before was that it works because Jigger was an artist who paint nightmares. You know,
Yeah.
he's not a creature designer, so he didn't approach from a biology standpoint. That's
Exactly.
why it was a sucker punch.
Interesting, because after that, if you think about it, like no one has done anything as iconic, and
Yeah.
everyone is trying to use inspiration from it, right? But I think it's one of those things like it will never be the same unless you go a whole new route, like Life was trying to do. In the end, they kind of fucked it up a little bit, like when they're trying to personify too much the alien. Like
Yes, exactly.
they should have
Yeah,
kept it abstract, you know.
Yes,
shape.
exactly. Like a fractal. Yeah.
Hmm.
You know what's the cool thing? The director of Life, Daniel Espinosa, said that he felt that one of the reasons one of the things he wanted to do with with Calvin design is to avoid using the three studios that Hollywood always used to creature design.
Yeah.
So
like
he hired an artist from Sweden to design the alien.
just one guy.
Yes, exactly. That's good because even if I am totally a fan of what's the name? I forgot. I am a fan. I forgot the name.
Wait
And
up.
the
Studio?
Gerard Marans and his studio. It's called. And
I don't know.
what's the dude who
I
made
I only know Stan Winston and Addy. That's all I know.
No, I'm talking about concept artists. Gerard Marans and this guy. I don't remember the name. Fuck. You know what? Forget about it. I'm a fan of their work. You know, the Gerard Marans studio and the other creature design studio and whatever. But it's kind of
But
a
what, I feel like it's always the same feeling from it. Like you don't get anything new from it because it's always the same people making it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you can see their style, which is great, and I love. But then people start to get used to the shapes, you know, and they design the Cloverfield monster, and they design the what's the name, the creature from 10 Cloverfield Lane or the red creature in Star Trek, and people keep calling them Cloverfield monsters, you know?
Yeah,
Because,
yeah, they all look kind of. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm talking too much, right?
No. I'm listening to you. I'm just right now. I'm like trying to not break this arm.
Okay. Cliff Baker, no, Cliff Baker. Rick Baker said that one of the problems now it's also the feedback from the studio. You know, you create an original shapes,
Uh-huh.
and you can create it faster because it's digital. The studio says try to mix that with that, and then they try to mix that with that again, and they try to mix all the different variations you did, and you end with a generic humanoid shape. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a thing that happens a lot. That Rick Baker says that's different now, which in comparison how they did things in the 80s. No, the 80s is give me two versions. I like this one. Keep going. And
Yeah,
now it
that feels like it's more pure because it's just that one vision from the artist, and you
ex-
go with it. It's not
exactly.
like a bunch of people that don't feel sure. So it's like, oh, make it more like this or more like that, or
Yes,
in the end you
exactly.
get the same. Yeah, it's regurgitating.
Something
It's
like
funny.
the
I
xenomorph.
say that while I'm like making the monster from the.
No, it's cool, dude. I love it. You're not trying to do a new shape. You're doing a cool monster that you want to do. You know,
Thing.
because if you go too hard trying to do a new shape, it happens what happened with in Super 8.
Oh
Nobody
yeah,
remembers the Super 8 monster.
that was broken. Yeah, the monster was a bit broken.
Yes, exactly.
It did look like the Cloverfield monster though.
It's the same studio, dude.
Oh, it had the
Yes,
same head,
yes,
uh,
exactly.
the same the eardrums, the all that stuff. Like it was the same.
I don't
Okay.
remember it.
Yes, it's like
Don't
I don't.
remember it at all.
I remember it.
I remember that it was pretty badass, but I don't
Yeah, but
really.
it was hard. It was hard to tell the structure was really weird, right? Like the joints were all
Yes, with
on the
holes.
sides, and
Hmm.
that movie was so surprising because it starts like the Goonies, like just an '80s kids movie, kind of Spielberg style, and suddenly
Yeah,
becomes like this monster movie. You're like, what the fuck? And kids dying. You're like, what?
you're going
Kids
to
die
kill
in
me.
this movie?
I haven't seen Super 8, dude.
Oh, what?
I
Are you
haven't
crazy?
seen.
Should watch it.
No, I should watch it. That I didn't watch at that time because at the time I was tired of the good alien naked shit like ET, you know. But I have to watch
Oh,
it. I probably watch it today.
n-
All right.
no, but this Super 8, there's no good aliens in the thing. That's the cool part.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron Sims Company is the one I was trying to remember. Aaron Sims Company.
Oh, okay.
Aaron Sims Company are the best, and the main goal of creature design. Everybody goes to them, you know. And sometimes you see like a pattern, but I feel
Mm.
that because of the studio, not as much as the artist, because I'm sure that the studio goes and say do it like this movie. No, that's too different. Do it more closer. So maybe you start designing like a cool avian like alien, and you end up designing the xenomorph, you know.
Yeah. I already got that. Um, I already got that feedback before. Like, oh, more like the Xenomorph. I'm like, oh shit.
Yes, exactly. So maybe it's that the studio also. Oh, cool, Long. What are you doing?
Just doing some environment stuff.
Cool.
Just
And
see.
I'm going to study Nuke. Did Alejandro told you?
Cool.
Yeah. Oh no. I haven't told long. he's gonna move to. Oh no, but you told him you were going to move to Barcelona, right?
Yeah, yes, I moved to Barcelona finally the 18th of June.
Finally, man, get out of there.
Cool.
Coming, the big adventure, coming to the big city.
Yes, yes. In a month, I will going to be all full of tattoos like the other.
Oh.
I'm just joking.
Well, yeah, they look good. I gotta give him that.
Yeah, of course. Of course. No, I'm just trolling. Probably Jonathan is hating me right now because this is live, you know?
Oh shit! Yeah, you just said his name, so yeah.
Oh fuck! I mean,
Yeah, no one watches this, so his secret is safe. You can say whatever you want here. No one ever will.
Heil Satan.
Yeah, exactly. Or Hitler. You know, it's fine. Probably Google knows what you're saying.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Have you seen Citizen 4?
No.
Citizen 4.
Like
Edward Snowden.
Snowden.
Yes.
Oh, the movie? No. I know. I because I know it's gonna be a heavy movie. I think for me to watch, I gotta like get into the mood of getting mad.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. The thing is, it's such a weird case, right? Like it's hard to know how you feel about it. I'm like, I don't know. It's like, does it make, it's like morally, it feels like it should make sense, but at the same time, if I was American, I probably would be like, yeah, but fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I get what you say. Yeah. Because, but it's kind of, yes. It's kind of weird to complain about NSA, government control, conspiracy, whatever, but keep having a smartphone and social networks, you know?
Yeah.
You are allowing them to feed in your metadata since the day one you buy the device, you know?
Oh, yeah, is it the same argument as it's kind of women's fault if
No, not really, because
thing, like
there is an
what's the argument?
There is an old marketing argument who says that if something is free, it's because the product is you know?
Yeah, sure. But then is that all right? Should it be controlled? That's the question.
Yeah,
should it just be like, oh well, that's it, fuck you. You just don't buy a smartphone, you fucking asshole.
Exactly.
Oh, so wait, so if we have smartphones, they can look at everything we have in there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, exactly.
Pretty much.
Didn't you know that there was a problem several years ago that iPhones, the microphone from iPhones collect data even if you're not using it.
Really?
Yes, some headsets, dude. There's a brand of headsets who also collect audio data, even when you're not using that.
Great.
This is like a William Gibson novel.
I want to buy that one. I want to buy that.
Yeah, just talk shit to it.
Yes, no, there is a trial because it was a kind of headphones done for streaming that you have to install a software in order to work it. It's not plug and play.
Oh.
And that's the Trojan, the Trojan horse.
Nice.
What? These things are, I get it, right? Like it's important stuff, but it gets to such a point of how big and how like you can not do anything about it that it becomes such a big problem that I think people just go, well, whatever. I don't care.
Exactly. That's the problem. It's two things. The one is that the concept of privacy is being obsolete in the current world. Privacy means something different now. You have less privacy because it works different. And the second thing is the one that you said. People are so overwhelmed with
Hmm.
information on how this stuff works that they just don't care anymore. It's like whatever, I want
Yeah,
to keep doing my stuff.
yeah. It's like, can I take photos and go into Instagram with it? That's all I want. I don't care like
Yes.
about the government watching me. Yeah, that's
Government and corporations.
and corporations. Okay, so yeah, what is it like? They give your info to corporations so they can target you with
Yes, the
products.
current the current currency now is metadata, Metadata is the data that you create by the accumulate information of several device apps, you know. For example, by checking the your Instagram filters or the reviews on certain places, or it's plainly properly in Citizen 4, but they can construct a profile of where have you been and which one with which people have you been by your data, the data of that people correlating with each other,
Yeah.
the GPS, whatever.
So it's
It's
not like they know what you're saying. It's more like they know what you like they know what your
Depends on what
hobbies
you're
are.
looking for, really. You don't
yes,
kind of
exactly.
shit. No one gonna tell you exactly what's going on, but it's just selling user data for example, sales and things like that. That's super useful.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
So
The
you can
option
buy
in
it.
face the option in Facebook of I'm not interested in this ad, show me less, is not to making it easier for you. It's for making easier for the corporations of having a full picture of your taste.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's so
That's
fucking crazy.
Yes, that's why 10 years ago Google have the same results for everybody, and now it's like crafted for every user.
Yeah,
In
I
the
remember that. Like before, you could Google something and everyone will get the same thing, right? Like
Yeah.
now like the whole Google yourself thing. It doesn't work because it's gonna show you. It's probably not gonna be the same, right? If you Google yourself from someone else's computer.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be different from each user. It's crazy. Man.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. Fucking the AI stuff that's going on in behind the scenes is just insane. You have no idea. No
Yeah,
idea
dude.
what's going on.
I wonder this AI shit, like how if it's really because today you showed me that thing, right? Like the little sketchy thing that
Oh yeah.
you just scribble a face and a server just makes like fills it up with photographic details. So it's almost like you don't need to learn how to draw or paint anymore. That's
You mean
scary.
like, yeah, well, yes, but I don't know. I'm a skeptic about human-like intelligence, artificial intelligence. I'm skeptic about that. I think in order to have a human-like
Oh
intelligence, you have to
yeah,
have a being that have the same evolutionary buckets.
yeah. No, I understand. I understand that like without a body and without like the same uh, survival instincts that you build genetically, probably and
Exactly.
probably a machine wouldn't know what to do. Like it doesn't need to, like it doesn't have drive for a specific thing. Like I wouldn't
Yes.
learn anything and
It's
use
just
it.
computation.
Yeah, it doesn't care if it dies or not, right, unless you program it. But it's still like so. It's such a shallow concept if you program it by hand.
Yes.
You're not gonna program it by hand. That's the misconception. Is that these things they make it evolve in the same way. They use a lot of evolutionary process in the sense that
Yeah.
the guy, so the programmer would write an algorithm that how do you say that algorithm
Algorithm.
Algorithm.
that
Don't
that
ask
will
me.
then create a piece of software, and then they test the piece of software,
Hmm.
and if it kind of works, so they make like 50 different variations of it, and the one that works the best gonna get selected, and then from that one you're gonna remake 50 different versions out of it, and then you do that over like millions of generations if you want.
Yeah, but
You get
the selection.
insane results like nowadays, like 5 years ago already, when you get things that you could never do before, like
Yeah,
predictions and so like maybe exactly human like intelligence, yeah, but what about these things that work already that are more powerful than you?
Yeah,
Doesn't look
no,
like a human, but it's better than you already. So
yeah,
yeah,
but
no, I
the selection process is different than humans. That's what I mean. But
yeah, it's gonna be
can
different than you.
artificial
It's not gonna be a
intelligence.
guy, but
Yes, exactly. Is if you try to design it closer as a emulate a guy or simulate a guy, you're going to have a sociopath.
yeah. What I don't understand is why would a machine, let's say it's smart as fuck, right? Like it suddenly is conscious.
Yeah.
Why would it want to survive at all? Why would it have a drive to survive? I don't get that concept. Just doesn't
That,
fit in my.
what does it
we
have
don't
to
think
want?
we don't, you have to, the problem is we don't have an answer for that for humans for life. We don't have still a good answer for why going from to a self-replicating machine with sexual dimorphism. So if we don't have an answer of why the whole purpose of reproduction and survival began in the
Yeah,
first place, we can apply that to artificial intelligence.
yeah.
Because sex and origin of life are the two biggest
Well, like
questions
like purpose
in
is
biology.
itself, right? Like it's like just being itself. That's the whole purpose, right? Like
Yeah,
just being alive, which is, and then they start competing, right? Like the different mutations competing
exactly.
for survival.
The transition to just chemical reaction to what you
Yeah,
say that purpose. I can say it. Uh,
purpose.
a goal.
Yeah,
The transition from just chemical reactions in the primordial soup to I have a goal.
that's
We don't
crazy.
have the answer. We don't have the answer
Yeah,
yet. So
that's so
we,
that's
we
so
can
crazy,
expect.
right?
Yes, exactly. We can expect to apply that to an artificial life form that people are developing.
Yeah. Exactly. If you knew how that happened, you could at least try to replicate it, right? But yeah, how the fuck did it happen? It was like
You
what?
don't need. Let's
Go
forget
on.
that line of argument. You don't need any of that to make something that looks human enough that it passes the Turing test. Once
No,
it
no, no. But
passes the
that's
Turing
not.
test, it doesn't matter anymore. It could be completely different on the inside. If on the
Yes,
outside it behaves in the way that you want, because the guys that are making these things, they're targeting certain behaviors, right? So
yes,
depending on the function you want, you
but
make
that's a
something.
sociopath.
Sorry.
That's a sociopath. The problem is with artificial intelligence that if you try to, it
It's not
doesn't matter.
human. How is it a
Yes,
sociopath if it's not human? It's not even like a person. It's just
yes, but
Well, but you don't know
but
that. I mean, you can tell, right?
if you're trying to make a life form who try to coexist with humans and makes the humans feel that they're talking with a similar, even if they are not, they're just trying to get their goals done. That's a sociopath, dude.
yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could like technically you could say okay, that's
yeah, because
sociopathic behavior. But what does it matter if it works in that way? If it like
because it's
because you don't even know.
simulating
Yeah, it just depends on then what kind of power do you
feeling.
give that. It could be pretty dangerous, but the I don't see you're not gonna apply the same. Definitely not gonna be the same as a person.
Yeah.
Just because you're not going to evolve in the same way. It's not going to have the same architecture. But then you can already make things that behave in the same way. For example, using tools or doing some calculations or whatever, like the simple shit that we do now. That is already better than what you can do.
Yeah.
So if you keep going, I don't know, right? Like, it's such a weird topic, but
No, but I think
Yeah.
I think we are talking about two different things though.
I
Like
think drives better than you.
alien. Killian started talking about like a machine that like intelligence that can learn and be sentient, right? It doesn't mean that it's like a human, right? It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Like you could talk to it, but at the same time, you know, like it's an intelligence that you know is a machine, right?
Yeah.
It's not passing as a person.
Yeah.
But it knows that it exists. Like it has that click. Like suddenly it knows that it exists, and
Well, that's not what I'm talking about.
This
Because
is when
consciousness, that's the
this is
problem
when
with consciousness.
yes,
Like no
exactly.
one understands what the fuck it is. So
Yes, yes.
now it's
I'm with the school of that thinks that consciousness maybe is a wrong term, that maybe it's obsolete. You know, I'm with the kind of people that maybe have the feels that that theory is kind of falling apart, and it's not more like you don't decide, you just remember a reaction. You know, I'm pretty deterministic.
yeah. Well,
So
I'm not. So I don't
yeah.
agree with that. But
So fuck
I
you.
have
I'm
no
going
idea.
to ban
yeah.
you from schools, Lang. I'm going to ban you from schools. I'm going to sabotage every time you talk in public. Okay.
Because I'm racist.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
No, because
No,
I don't see how. Like, I don't know exactly what's gonna happen on the AI stuff, but I know I have a
yeah.
friend, for example, that works in that field,
That.
in the data
Oh,
field,
cool.
and he's gonna tell you like he does
I have a
shit
friend,
every
the
day.
robot.
They do things every day that are fucking scary. It's a computer program that they build that then builds itself to then get a result. And between the guy starting the design process of the algorithm that's going to create the software and the end product software, like months after they start the process, you don't really know what's inside of it. It's kind of like a
Ooh.
human brain, like it works, but no one knows why and
But
how.
okay, does the computer itself decides like what's the criteria for it to look at the new algorithm and be like, oh, this one is better?
Well, you train it. Yeah, I don't know exactly the details, but there's a training process in which they have, let's say, for example, they have a series of events and they want to try to predict something that's going to happen. So then you just compare, you make a training program that's going to compare the results from the software from what you're expecting it to get, which is the way we do things these days with, for example, neural networks and image recognition, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You send a million image into the thing. If it gives the right answer, oh, that's a good one. And then if it doesn't, maybe if it does it like 20% of the time, then you keep that one and you just multiply it by 1,000 and you retry. And every time things happen, you don't really know. It's kind of random generation of code. It's not really random, but in a way it is, because you don't know what exactly does the process in the end. So you end up with things that are kind of evolved in a way that natural selection works in a way, and then you get results, but you don't really know. Like you didn't write the program, so you don't even know how it does what it does. And it's funny because they get to points where they realize that it's very, very weird. For example, they were expecting, let's say you want to do a prediction on when is this person, based on what they're doing every day, when is this person going to try to change their phone bill, or how do you call that, when you buy a new phone and then you have to buy the
card,
yeah, well, when are they going to try to change their contracts with the business, right? It's for like big telecom business stuff. And they realized that they only needed 3 or 4 variables to actually get something like 85% prediction to a year. So let's say like your age, when did you change your last phone, and whatever, something else, like simple, weird, simple variables like that. You would expect you would need way more, and in fact, it's just on really simple set of variables, then you can quickly get accurate predictions like that. So it's quite crazy because you don't know. Like we were talking about big data right before, when you go on Facebook, everything is kind of recorded everywhere you are. Every time you go somewhere, it's recorded, and it's it's never anonymous because it's very easy to crack that if you really want to. So
Yeah.
you can get to points where you can predict things that seem like it's like magic in a way,
Yeah.
and it works. It works like 5 years ago. That's what I mean. Like the guy that I'm talking about is just
It's a wizard.
he's gonna tell you that like it's all cool. I'm like,
No,
what the fuck, man? You're gonna
that's why I'm kind of deterministic in that kind of stuff, because the problem is this is when definitions start to get foggy. Like, oh, the program decides, but okay, but what's really deciding something? You know what I mean?
You gotta walk
Because
through it. I have no
techn-
idea.
depending of your definitions of life,
yeah.
consciousness, or decision, there's already human-like. There's already artificial intelligence has been done for years, because if someone says no, to be alive have to be conscient, have to be self-aware like humans.
Yeah.
What are you trying to
They
say
don't.
me? That
Yeah.
insects are not alive? Insects
Okay.
are life forms.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
it's depending of the definition, because
Yeah, well,
technically intelligent artificials that can self-replicate is a life form. But when you say, it's like the old joke that never mind who's the intelligent, how the artificial, fuck, hold on.
Artificial intelligence.
Never mind how the stuff works, because if they don't look like human and I can't fuck them, they're not robots to me. You know what?
exactly.
That
But that's the thing. That's the way you could see it. Is just which is the essence of the Turing test, for example. Just
Oh, but
saying.
isn't it the same way? Sorry, Long. Go ahead.
Sorry. Like I was saying, the way, like it doesn't matter what's inside as long as it behaves in a way that, for example, the Turing test. If you don't know about it, it's just the fact to say that if you can't distinguish this from a human, then
Yeah.
it passes this test, and that's like.
But the Turing test is obsolete. The Turing
Well, it's
test.
obviously in what way? It's just a simple way of putting things. And if it does work like that, let's say you get something that does that test.
Yeah.
That no one can actually say this is not human. I can't really distinguish this from a human. Then yes, your definitions fall apart, because this thing is, for all intents and purposes, it's human.
Yeah.
No difference,
Yeah,
really. There's a fundamental difference maybe in the makeup of it, but then if it behaves in the exact same way and every time it's the same thing, then it's the same thing. For practical purposes, it is. So that's fucking weird.
That sounds a lot like that free will argument that do you decide what you do, or like it feels like you decide things, but you really know like that you really don't, like everything is predetermined
Exactly.
for you to choose
That's
that
the-
option.
It's
From-
like
But
you
that's-
have. It's not like you decide what you want to do. It's like your brain give like several options based on your profile, and choose one of the options. But it's not like you are deciding. Like
Yeah.
if you could go back in time, you will decide something different.
Yeah.
That's what's called
Which
personality.
it kind of connects to it. Like it's in what way it would be like well the whole thing that Long is saying, like if the thing looks like it's deciding, if it looks like it's doing a certain thing, and you can't tell at all, even asking it, even studying it, like you can't tell if it's really feeling that or not, then it doesn't matter, right? It's
And you could say it's a sociopath. You could say all that stuff, but it does, like, we don't even know what we mean when we say these things, like being conscious and all that. Like you said, we don't have a theory of it. So
Yeah.
if we find something that actually does it too, or seems to do it too, and there's no way to really see the difference,
I get it.
because we have that perspective of being conscious, then it's funny, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly. The problem, if you think, the more you think about intelligence, I can see it properly. Artificial intelligence. The more you think about artificial intelligence, and the more you develop artificial intelligence, instead of trying to make machines more self-aware, you start to see that humans are less self-aware. More, I got the feeling that the more you investigate, it's not about making the machines being alive, but realizing that the beings that are alive are just machines.
Yeah, well, that's an interpretation because you could also say the opposite. You could say, well, maybe it's pretty easy to make consciousness, and maybe yeah, like we see it as such a crazy thing, like the divine. There's this idea of God and all the religious stuff that comes, regarding humans. And well, I think there's a good middle ground between like not going too far on the religious side and also not going too deterministic, and because we
Yeah.
know it's not deterministic. It's gone. Like the determinist argument's gone. It's just look at fucking quantum mechanics and all that stuff. It's just, nothing is determined. It's funny.
Yeah, but it's deterministic in the middle ground, in the non-macrocosmos or microcosmos, but in the way that human works. I got the feeling that I'm wrong. I'm not saying that that's the way it is. I'm just saying how I feel about it. But
Yeah,
the more you realize and see natural history and whatever, the more you see that consciousness, conscious, fuck it, and consciousness, it's the same foggy thing as soul. In the sense that it's a
as long as you
vague,
don't know.
yes, a vague, very foggy way to reduce to one a very complex definition.
Yeah, because you don't have a theory of it. That's all. Maybe either we get a theory of it someday, or maybe AI can help with that, because if we actually manage to make something that appears as conscious as a person,
He will
then
go
maybe,
and create the xenomorph.
well, I don't know.
Where did I hear that phrase that the only thing that you can be sure in this world is consciousness? Like that's the only thing you can be sure of, like that you're conscious. But everything else could be just a fucking a dream or a simulation or whatever. Like you can't tell
Exactly.
anything else out of your consciousness. You
Because
can
that's
even
the
tell
first.
if your brain is real.
That's the first presupposition when you start to think. Like anything, science, all that, it's all predicated on the fact that we are conscious, that we actually can look at reality.
Yeah, I guess
Everything is based upon that presupposition, which is
that's,
I don't know what I
that's,
said.
fundamental.
that's a fair point. Yeah, you're right, but
I'm not adding anything to it. I'm just spewing something
No,
I heard.
it's actually a good point, because you have to think about it. We don't know these things. That's funny, right? Like you have thousands of years of philosophers and scientists that look at these things, and there's still like fundamental holes in the way you think about life and all that shit, right? It's just so cool. Cool, bruh.
Well, I guess it's because it's so hard to measure all these things, right? Like, and
How do you
it's
measure
always
that?
like, exactly. It's always that doubt. Like, what if, what if this is all bullshit? I don't know.
Yeah, it's all bullshit anyway. You don't exist. It's, what's that called? There's a school of philosophy that thinks that, that nothing is real. Like it's all.
The brains in a bathtub theory thing, like the.
I don't know. Which one? How do you say
like? I don't know if it's like brains in a bathtub or something.
Yeah, there's a name for it.
It's like everything is. It could be a simulation, and the fact that what was it like? The fact that we know that we'll be able to simulate, it's already proof that this is a simulation. Some shit like that.
You
know what I mean?
Of schizophrenia, right?
No. There's like one of these theories, like the fact that the fact that we can make simulations already, right?
Yeah, okay. So it means that you're not the last level for sure.
Yeah, but that's like a non-answer,
Yeah,
I call
it's just
you can explain complexity with more complexity, and universe within a universe simulated within a universe, it's more complex than a universe with no simulation.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's just like a philosophy thing. It's not.
Yeah, it's like
It's not a theory of anything.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, but
Which is why nobody thinks like that.
No,
oh, I
and,
bet,
and
I bet
the main thing about this, let's say, theory, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is that it doesn't matter if it's true,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
Still the same problem.
Even if you discover it, and you're like, oh, I'm in a simulation, it wouldn't change.
What do you
anything.
do about it?
Yeah, no,
so what?
Exactly. It's useless.
yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
I know that it's backed by complex mathematics that I have no way to understand it, and I have no word. I shouldn't even talk about this, but that's what I felt always with multiverse theory, that you're explaining complexity with more complexity, and it's like a insanely complexity world only to make your data to check out,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah. Well,
math to work.
I think it's just fun.
Yeah,
It's like scientists just don't know what the
I mean,
fuck else to do.
There's also a good point. It's also a good point, I think, to say that you can't really expect that you're the final level of analysis. That there might be levels that you will never explain because it's just impossible. You have no reach, right? Like, why not? It's just, who knows? So it's still like an open thing until you have like hard data to prove it. In multiverse, they do have some observation that there might kind of maybe look like something like a
What is it?
multiverse,
I
but
have no idea
yeah,
what
but
it is.
it's so foggy, dude. Like string theory.
yeah, it is foggy, but
Because
what
that
you
thing
expect?
when they explain all that shit, it reminds me when they explained the movement of the planets when Earth was the center of the galaxy.
Yeah, most likely it is. Yeah,
Like movement, the crazy like of the translation movement of the planets.
yeah.
That's the feeling I have sometimes with multiverse theory.
But without that model, then you don't get the next model, which is more refined. So
Ah, cool. It's true. It's true.
you gotta
Start with
sometimes like
something.
leap of
It
faith,
just feels,
man.
it just feels like the kind of shit that I would come out with when I'm smoking weed. Like that's the kind of like, oh, bro,
Exactly.
what if we are all like in bubbles? And it's like
Exactly.
it's
But
not
people,
that hard to get there if you smoke some weed. Like I've done it, before
Yeah.
knowing about
it
it.
makes sense, and you think it does make sense, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people like that try to explain these things with that. Just
Yeah.
inventing some bullshit. It's so easy to.
Yeah, just make it good. It's the weed.
If you don't know anything
Stop
about the
making it
subject,
up.
you could have done bullshit.
Oh yeah, totally, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Let me see.
Same here.
I wanted to actually save it. Okay. Now I'll try to go in 3D code and see if I can do something with that. That could be interesting. I can't wait. I just want the AI thing. I just want a fucking digital assistant. Just tell it, okay, do this, computer. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey,
Does
can
it,
you deal
right?
with this client? Can you tell this client no? And tell him why. Tell him
In a
why.
nice way, and they write the
feel-
letter for you.
Yes, I feel that the endpoint will be like similar to the things we have now, but more cohesive with less bugs. Something like you ask for Siri to give you like proper information about something,
Yeah.
and talking casually with the device, and they give you the information, and that's it. Like Iron Man. It's not
Yeah, that would be
nothing,
great.
nothing
Like
more
make
fancier than that.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, make it organic. Make it organic like that. Like you can say, hey, it's already. I mean, they're already trying to make it like you just go very casual, like, hey Siri, can you? And she will respond. But I just want it to be like, hey, can you get into my files and pull out X thing? That's what I want. Like, tell the thing, hey,
Yes.
go into this file and open that thing.
But you know what the problem in ethics that thing will cause? Because this is a thing I always think about a long time. The moment you prove that artificial intelligence counts as a living beings with, let's suppose, like a live thing, a
I know
living
where you're
thing.
going with this.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Then
have like a rights movement.
not just the right movement, but the whole process before it could be count as the same category. What I mean is, if the best version of Siri is a living thing, the artificial intelligence in Call of Duty is like an insect. So then killing
Oh,
killing bots in video games will be like some kind of a sport like hunting.
oh, that'll
You
be
know
funny. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, is it though? Like when is it that is it? Fuck. That's
No,
yeah. That's
the problem in ethics with that, if that have to be like a live thing, then all this time we have been doing like the equivalent of throwing cats into a fire pit and stuff like that, just for fun, breeding them
but
in quotes just for killing them.
no, but then uh,
That sound like Westworld,
no,
right?
because no, because you didn't program them to have physical pain, right? So like, there's no suffering, right? There's no physical suffering. Like if you're killing cats, right? The you're creating pain, like like
That would
unnecessary.
but that will mean if you breed like soldiers without pain and feelings, you could do whatever you want with them.
Uh,
In
if
in genetics.
if they psychologically aware, that would be like, oh shit, they know they're gonna die. They don't want to die. But what if you breed soldiers that kill them? Oh wait.
Okay. You know,
No. All right. What if you create soldiers that kill themselves? Willing.
what's happening, Al?
I don't know. A lot of stuff happening.
But
Go ahead.
that's why
Oh,
definition matters, and you have to be careful when you define what is being a living thing, what is alive, just because in the eyes of the law, the definition could make the difference between you having your rights or you being put in the in the background of the bus, where you are riding.
the back of the bus.
Yeah, discrimination is what I'm talking about.
Oh.
It's the stuff what's happening with animal rights and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
being.
I think that's a long shot. Like
Yeah,
then yeah, you would have to exactly, you had first to agree that Siri is alive, and I don't that's already a big shot. Like even if she's like super smart and shit, you just switch her off, it's fine.
All right.
I don't think we're gonna get to the point where we are like, oh, what about her feelings? I mean, you look in there, there's no feelings. Just look at the data.
that's why I feel that intelligent artificials are intelligent.
Blah, blah, blah.
AI.
Robots, AI, it's always going to be like illusion or a trick, because it's all sort of problems, of logic problems, when you start to apply the same rules as living
Yeah.
organisms. There are two
Yeah,
ways.
but that's what it should be, right?
It's a two-edged sword. It's a two-edged sword. Or both categories are complexity automated, or both categories it's something else. But I don't feel that there is a middle ground, because they're playing by the same rules, even if
But
it works different.
I mean, if you accept the Darwinian sort of evolution thing, then yeah, you could say that it's complexity. That humans are complexity driven, and it's just that. It's just a certain amount of complexity in certain type of architecture gives this thing that we call consciousness. Maybe it's just a weird word for it, but
Yeah.
maybe it's not that crazy, right? Like this is not. It's just not. I mean, you have animals. It's the level of consciousness of animals is just lower in some instances, in different. Like you
I
can't say animals aren't conscious. You can say
yeah.
maybe they're not conscious
Yeah,
of the
it's not
future.
black and white, right?
They're not
Like
conscious. Yeah, it's like a spectrum.
they can still
It's like
calculate.
gender. It's a
The problem
spectrum.
is you can't tell with what is conscious. You can tell which one is that until you don't know what consciousness is. And we don't have a proper definition of what
No,
consciousness
But
is.
you
but
can
there are
define it.
levels. There are levels to differentiate what's
Of course,
more
of course,
conscious and like
I'm not.
like
I'm not implying that a stone is conscious. I'm. I'm
no, but you can like the moral argument of like, oh, what's more moral, to kill a dog, just go and shoot it, or kill a fish, and
yeah.
then you can like get into that, like, okay, which one understands more about past, future, which one can calculate all this kind of shit, which one remembers things, well, how much, what's the amount of pain that each one can feel, all that
Yeah.
stuff. I think you can make a point on like, okay, a dog is probably more conscious
Yeah.
than a fish.
Yeah,
So
well,
it's
yeah, you just have to define
yeah, I gotta define it though. Yeah,
these things, which we don't. Apparently, we don't really have that yet.
I'm sure there's some kind of studies on this.
Yeah, there's some kind of a. We have to look into that.
So I can kill some fish.
It's funny because if you think about the tree of life, the more closest to our definition of being a moral creature with consciousness are the more close on our branch, because you say dogs, it is worse to kill a dog than to kill a fish. Dogs are mammals, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
and are also social animals. So it's kind of cheating because the ultimate goal is always the more close to me, the wrong it is to kill it. The
Yeah, I
the far away
understand.
from me, the far away from me, it's more okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. No, but I mean, we are the ones that have enough consciousness to make all these problems, like, and calculations, right? So we are the ultimate moral standard. Like, we are the ones, the worst to kill. Like, we are the ones that suffer more, right? Because we are aware of all this shit. And if a fish was aware of all this shit too, well, I don't know. It's, I guess then we'll have a problem.
Yeah.
We have a problem.
It's like, okay, fish. First, give me your argument. Like, what's your concept of morality? And then I will kill you. Oh, you can't. You're dead.
That's pretty much what we do already.
What in Bush, I believe that man and fish can coexist in peace.
Oh,
I
Who?
think Bush say that. Do you remember that? That President Bush.
Man and fish can coexist.
does that exist? Did
Yeah,
that happen?
This
Yeah,
guy's
yeah.
a genius.
Yeah,
This guy's a fucking genius, man.
yeah.
Not weird, for sure.
He should be a comedian
Philosopher.
instead of a criminal war.
Oh,
should be a
you
comedian
can
instead of
be a
war criminal.
genius and a war criminal, aren't they all?
Yeah, yeah. Most of the time, it's the same thing, right?
Nothing wrong.
Pretty much the same thing.
I bet Stalin cracked killing it in stand-up comedy.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, go communism.
Okay, enough of this rabble, guys. I was come here and start, speaking big words, but I have to eat.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I'm very
Keep
hungry. Yeah.
yeah. I will come back later if you are still streaming.
Alright.
I probably come again to annoy you, annoy the fuck out of you.
Cool. Yeah. Come back. Come
Alright.
back.
All right. If we're still
Bye bye.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heil Satan.
Hail.
Excited. All right. See, we have interesting discussions today.
Yeah, I just feel that I don't know anything about anything. So I feel like, like those guys, it's like, yeah. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be taken seriously at all.
Yeah,
I
well,
just-
but then who should be taken seriously? I mean, it's interesting just to talk about these things, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, yeah, sure. But I just feel like I'm really like out of my. out of my
Out of your depth.
yeah, totally.
How you say that?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, I think everybody would need like a lot of study on these subjects. Like, no one can talk about that really.
Well, at least read a
Seriously.
book. I haven't even like I only heard like a few videos about like what.
A few videos about conscious
Yeah,
animals. No,
yeah, and
it's just cool when you start asking the question like, okay, well, let's think about it. Should you kill a fish? Why?
mhm.
And then you make your whole theory about
Oh no, yeah, no. It's more like a practical comparison of like like
exactly.
why is
Yeah,
it?
because
Because I mean, the ultimate moral thing would be no, don't kill anything, right?
why?
But why
But
exactly?
why?
Why you're
Why
gonna
would
eat it?
you? Why is killing bad? Because
No, I mean killing as in just go and hit it in the head and leave it there to rot, like for no reason,
kill it
right?
for nothing.
Which is yeah, which is I mean you can make a point that you don't want. I mean, you're just adding more suffering into the world, right? Uh, and that's something that I think everyone can appreciate. It's not
Yeah,
nice. Like
I think you can easily do
nothing.
that.
But yeah, if it's for food, fuck it,
But
just
then
do it.
usually people would justify it. Like for example, I saw on YouTube the other time I was watching videos about ants and getting rid of ants because I have some in my house and it's fucking annoying.
Oh
They're
yeah,
going everywhere and it's fucking disgusting. So I was trying to look around and people show you how to get rid of them, and then you have some YouTube comments saying like, this is horrible, you're a horrible person, life, and you shouldn't destroy
yeah,
life. And these
yeah.
people
No, no.
obviously never had an infestation in their house because they
Yeah,
would they would react the same way as you do. They would get rid of the fucking
exactly.
ants.
Yeah, if
And
you can, if you can't work because there's ants on your desk and everywhere in your room, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Kill them. You know.
so so then it begs the question like, what is justified killing? Because we do that all the time. We
Yeah,
kill
you
people
I guess that
justified.
you gotta put that into it's all like you're measuring like against something else, right? Like okay, what's your life, like the fact that you can work and like you need to work, right? You need to like sit in your desk, work, and not be bothered because that's what makes you money. That's what makes like that's how you survive, right? But then you have these fucking ants crawling all over the place, and so that's already affecting like your like how you sleep,
So
how
your
rested.
well-being is is
Yeah,
is bigger than
yeah.
an ant's. Then
Well,
we
yeah,
have to
because
define that. Like where do you stop? Because do you stop at dog or do you stop? For example, if your dog comes in
depends.
and is not allowing you to work, which is happening all the time, you kill it? You
Well,
don't.
depends because that's the choice that you made, right? Like you chose the dog to be in that environment. You can always close the door for the dog or teach him. You know, like the dog is something that you control. Like you brought him in. That's a decision, right? But the ants, you didn't. The ants, you didn't invite them in. You know, so
Yeah.
that's one of the
Yeah. Okay. But and you can't really get rid of the ants without killing them.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you could tell the ants,
Just
hey,
go
like
away. Yeah, I
if
would
this
do it.
don't, yeah.
Would do it.
Well,
So
dude, I even like when there's insects that I know are not bad, like a little like like a big insect, right? Like a mantis or some shit that is in my house. I don't kill it. Like I'll put it outside. And if it's true that it's insignificant in the like who the fuck cares if I smash it? You know, it's not gonna. But it's you have the choice, right, of smashing it or like putting it. Maybe like as soon as I put it outside, a bird comes and picks it up. But I don't know. It's weird, right? It's
yeah, this whole life thing. Because then there's a big argument with vegans and like for example the well-being of animals that you eat and all that shit. It's kind of a big thing. It's a big subject because people complain about, complain about animals not being treated well, but then they eat a lot of meat.
Yeah, no, I
So,
totally
so
like
it's all.
it's such a
How
hard
do you?
subject. I feel bad. I feel bad for eating. Like I look at a cow like in the street, and I'm like, I don't want to eat you. Like I don't want to like chop this cow up and eat
Yeah.
it, right? But that's because I
It's
think
only
because I'm not
because you're
hungry.
not hungry.
Yeah, if I was hungry, that cow right away would become food.
Mm.
In my eyes, it's like my survival depends on me eating you. Suddenly, you're not cute anymore.
Yeah, that's it's kind of shit that we should talk about. Like people really, you know what I mean? Like you always jump to like a fucking posture. Like, oh, I'm a vegan. Oh, I don't eat.
Hmm.
I don't hurt animals and shit. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, why not? But or yeah, I'm a meat eater. I don't care. I'll kill
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah, no,
Raw.
I eat meat and I feel bad for it. But at the same time, I know that
That's weird.
I'm a person that is not hungry. I know that if I was hungry, I would see it differently. So yeah, but if I mean, I guess you gotta be aware of those things, right?
Yeah, you gotta think about it. I think because I was wondering last time I told you I was grilling my lamb. It was like a little baby. I took it in my arms. It was like in a cloth. And I took it and just to move it around and just to cut
Yeah.
it. Put it like a fucking piece of steel just on
Like baby Jesus,
the
put it
fire.
there.
It's
Yeah.
actually a baby sheep, so it's actually a baby,
Yeah.
and I don't care. It's funny because I actually do not care at all. It's
At
strange.
all.
Yeah, no, not
But
at all.
if you saw no, but I know if you saw
If I saw,
like
and then I wonder, yeah, exactly. I wonder if I saw the lamb, would I
Mhm.
be able to slaughter it without feeling too much? I would feel
Yeah.
some shit, man, because I don't like,
Dude,
animals, like
you feel
living
it die.
animals. I wouldn't like
Especially
it.
when you feel it, you feel the animal struggling for his life.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
killed
horrible.
rabbit. Like killing a fish,
Mm.
it's very easy
Yeah.
comparing to killing. Like I had to kill a rabbit, and it was, uh, dude. I totally I did it thinking this is not gonna it's a fucking rabbit, and when I did it, like it totally changed the whole notion of
Mm.
uh, you killing something. It has warm blood.
Mm.
It moves in a way that like it's
Exactly.
scared of you.
You
And
feel
that shit,
it's
yeah.
scared and all that. Well, that's why I don't. I think it would be good if people actually did it. Like, just go. If you
Or like
eat,
doing
if you
it
eat
themselves.
fucking meat every day, just at
Mm,
least. Did you ever kill one animal at least? Like, it's just
yeah.
horrible to people to go in the supermarket. It's like this piece of plastic, it's all clean.
Oh
It's
yeah. I think
nice
everyone should
smell.
at least like slaughter their food
So yeah,
once in
that's
their life.
in my government that would be mandatory.
Mm-mm.
And then people will cry outrage. But I think it's important because then you really have an opinion about it, like you really
Oh yeah.
know, right? Because like I never killed a cow, and I don't think I would be able to. That's such a big
Mhm. Big
fucking
animal, right?
thing,
Like
man. Like even just on the
especially
practical,
when it's something more
practical.
powerful than you, that
Yep.
you know that in nature I couldn't overpower
Mm.
by myself
Mm.
a bull, or maybe a cow because they're stupid as fuck. Well,
Well,
they're not. They really are
they would
not actually.
attack you. No, they'll attack you, and
Yeah,
they'll
they'll
fucking
fuck me
fuck
up.
you up if you're not careful.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
these
that feels
things.
weird. Yeah, it
Why
feels
don't
like
people
I'm
think
too
about these
smart.
things? Like basic shit, food and stuff like that. Why is it so far from anything that we think about?
Dude, because
Interesting.
it has become like
Yes.
an afterthought. Like it's whatever. It's not an animal. Like when I buy meat, I don't think about animals. I
Yeah, it's
think
not an animal.
it's a product, right? It's a box or
Mm.
it's a whatever. Like it doesn't have a face in it. It
Mm.
doesn't move.
Mm.
That's the weird. There is a separation from the slaughterhouse. They don't sell it to you as if they would sell the meat as, and they should with the photo of the cow and how they killed it. There probably will be so much different, the experience, you know.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
You get
maybe
used to
people
it.
would eat less meat.
Probably, yeah.
That would be good. That would be a good thing. We should do that. That
Yeah,
sort of stuff.
I try to eat less red meat, and then I'm like, fuck the chickens. But then I see how they transport them, and I feel horrible. I'm like, oh my god.
You don't want to eat chicken anymore?
Oh, I do. I mean, it's not that I don't want to. I just feel bad when I see how they're treated.
So every time
So
you eat, you feel bad?
no, because it doesn't work. I mean, I'm not that like aware of my surroundings all the time. I just eat it, and then one day I see the truck full of chickens, like half dead, and I think, oh, that's horrible, and I eat like a chicken a day probably. So then I start thinking, well, all those chickens are maybe like 1 year of food. I probably eat that truck of chicken in 1 year, and that's a weird thought, yeah, because I'm one person, you know. I'm like, why, like, this is not fair, you know.
Yeah, well, when you see the different ways they raise like chicken, for example, and you have the ones that are in nature, they're like running around and eating some insects and shit, like that stuff I can support. And then you have the fucking horrible factories where it's like millions of fucking chicken one on the other. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Do you know that they cut the beaks of the small chicks because if there's too many of them too close to each other, they'll start eating each other or at least attacking each other, as small chicks. So they have to cut. Some instances they cut the beaks.
Well, because they're not made for being on top of each other. That's
exactly. Yeah.
They're like little dinosaurs.
It's like, yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty obvious. Not made to be like 1 million in the same spot.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I do understand the whole vegan argument. I'm too aware of, like, I'm a human, I'm an animal, and I know I won't be able to do it. Like, hey, bless you if you can do that shit. If you can buy vitamins and supplements to because a lot of enzymes and shit that you need from animal products that you start getting sick if you don't get enough of. I don't know enough about this shit, but
Well, you can survive on a complete vegetarian.
Sure, no, you won't die.
People do it everywhere in Asia and all that.
No, yeah, you won't die, but you might have other problems like health problems and shit. So you'll be better off if you're gonna do a vegan diet. Probably you're gonna have you need to supplement your diet with artificial shit, which is fine.
Sure. I'm not sure about that.
Read about it. I seen it. I mean, I don't know enough about it to like name the things, but I remember seeing like a few enzymes and shit that you need from animal products that just veggies just have too little in it, right? We're not even talking about protein. We're talking about like little chemical
protein. You can find it in many like vegetable, at least non-animal products. But
but then you have like different proteins. Like you have proteins that, for example, like vegetable proteins, they digest like you digest them. Like some of them, 50% of the grams of protein that is in beans or whatever, you don't absorb it. And comparing to other proteins, for example, like from milk or meat or whatever, that you absorb. So there's like different. There's not just protein. There's like different types, and so soy protein comes with a lot of other shit that you don't want. It's not that simple. But yeah, you can survive with it. You can be pretty healthy with it. It's just.
So then, if you feel bad, then maybe that's something that you should try. Because what if you don't really feel bad? Like that's my question. Because I see a lot of people actually do feel something like this, and then they say, "Oh yeah, but I still like meat." So you're gonna have that weird like hypocrisy going on. When
oh no, I have the hypocrisy. Like I feel bad enough to like feel moved,
Yeah.
but not enough. Like not enough to.
Not enough.
So,
Exactly.
no. Like there's total hypocrisy there. I mean, there's no denying it. Like I'm not even like, oh, I'm morally like um, in the right spot here. Not at all. Like I know there's a big flaw there, but I'm not. I'm
Is
that.
there a problem? That's what I wonder. Is there really a problem? Is that you know
Well, I
eating
think
other
there is a
is
problem eating more. I mean, eating a chicken a day for the whole year. I think that's not. You don't
yeah, all
need.
right, yeah. Well, if you talk about like crazy quantities, yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's a problem. Yeah, but then
Or people that eat like crazy amounts of meat a day that you really don't need. Like it's not a problem. I mean, a moral problem. Sure, you can make a point that you don't need it to survive, or But hey, dude, at the same time, I don't know. I'm
it's just a
I don't know.
question. Like it's very interesting to me. I wonder how. I don't think it's a problem really. I don't see the,
You see a problem in
I
it?
don't see a problem in the act of actually killing other things. There's war and there's stuff, and you could justify if you want, and even. But but then, how do
No,
you
but
actually?
war is also like we're not like, oh, war is cool,
No,
or
what I'm
killing
saying,
people.
no, what I mean is that it's real. It's there. Like we've done it forever, and it's not like if you're gone, like lions will still gonna eat meat. You know what I mean? It's
Uh,
it's a thing that happens every day, all the time in nature, and maybe we feel that it's wrong because we're in that weird society or something. Or maybe maybe we're just more moral or something. I don't know.
yeah.
I just wonder about that. Like, is it really a problem? But then, if it's not a problem, when does it become a problem? Because there's some instances you could definitely say, well, that's a bit too much, right? Like, you're eating like
Yeah.
a kilogram steak every day. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
Well,
sustainable.
yeah, exactly. Like it becomes kind of like, oh, if everyone could do that, it wouldn't, it wouldn't be possible. So
So
you
then there's a
are,
problem, yeah.
yeah, but then again, not everyone does that. So is it gonna be a problem when people start doing, like, everyone does it? I don't know. Like that's the thing. I don't know enough about this shit to like have an opinion.
Mm.
I just have like a feeling.
Yeah.
Dude, I hope no one is listening. Honestly.
Yeah, I wonder what people would think. Like, we would be a lot of people would trash that sort of thing. Sort of discussions a bit too. It's not PC enough, I think.
You think?
No, no, it's fine. But for a lot of people, I'm sure people would feel like the people that I saw on YouTube like insult someone because he was killing ants. Like that, no one fucking cares about this man.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that's
an
funny.
ant.
No, but didn't you see that video of there was like this channel that he does like, oh, fucking volleyball and in molten metal, and so he just puts like a cell phone in molten metal, and people just,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
viral
okay.
videos for
Yeah,
clicks, and he just put like, oh, a bag of cockroaches in molten metal, and he just like burns them
nice.
alive,
Yeah,
and yeah, it
hey,
was kind of like, who's here? Oh, Killian.
Hey,
Yeah, and that felt like, well,
felt bad.
you can kill cockroaches, right? But when it becomes like this gratuitous, like, oh, look, 20 cockroaches are gonna like kill them the most cruel way for clicks.
oh,
It's like, I don't think your clicks matter that much,
Yeah.
But that is a very interesting position, right? Because you kill cockroaches, like, you don't care, right?
Yeah.
But the
It's a
intent,
pest.
it's different, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I get it. That's interesting. So there's that element of unjustified, I think.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
very important. But see, that's interesting. It ties up back into like the consciousness argument that we had before. Like, if it's justified, then no one has a problem killing whatever, like a pedophile or like Hitler or whatever, like the most horrible kind of people.
Mhm.
But if it's unjustified, then
Yeah.
there's a big problem. you have
because you had the option not to, right? Like you were more mentally in a place where you could just decide not to, right?
Yeah.
And you went for it for a very selfish reason,
For fun.
costing something else's life, just and gratuitously like filming it for what you're selling there is the act of killing it. Not so it's not like, oh, here's some, I killed some cockroaches off camera and I'm gonna feed some ants and we're gonna film it. So that's, you're not selling the killing of the like the cruel part of it, right? That's the weird part. It's the snuffy, like, oh, look at me killing an animal.
Yeah.
Not for a sport. Like you're not even like hunting a thing with a bow and arrow, right? So I don't know. It's so weird. It feels so weird.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there's something to say about like the intent and the way you do things. That's pretty interesting. That's very.
Yeah.
It's not like it's anything
right?
new. Like everybody knows that, but
yeah, like intent changes so much our moral position, right? Like you could do the same thing, but if you do it in a slight different way, with a different intent, it becomes like this horrible thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But the result is the same. The intent
the
is
result
different.
is the same, but yeah, the experience is not the same. So there's
Yeah.
a difference.
That's the difference between a hunter who hunts a deer and then ate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That,
guy who hunts a lion.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Definitely.
key. But if he hunted the lion to eat it, then it would be right.
Then maybe it would be fine. Who knows?
Yeah, but then, yeah, exactly. But then what do you calculate? Like, okay, lions maybe like how do you hunt them too? Like, do you pay a bunch of people to get to shoot a lion in a cage and
Lions
eat
are
it?
protected, so you don't kill them
Yeah.
under any circumstance. Same with like, for example, they do this survival shows like reality TV stuff where people are in the wild and stuff, and they kill an animal or like maybe a crocodile or something like this. And it feels strange to me because you're like, you fucking people, you put yourself in that like fake survival situation.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you
So
kill a
then-
fucking animal.
So then you
Just
kill the
hanging out
animal
there.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
survive. So if it was really survival, then I don't care if it's protected. I'm gonna eat it because I care more about my life. But
Yeah.
then when it's like Western people that are fucking, they just got off the plane. It's
Yeah.
just- it
Yeah.
becomes
We
It's
are
strange.
stranded in the jungle. We're going to try to kill this lion
Exactly.
and eat it.
The key is intent because it's the same thing as all these PETA or animal activists or pacifists that are happy that in some African countries they are killing poachers.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
soldiers shooting poachers.
yeah.
It's still killing. And
Yeah.
still killing a dude.
Very interesting.
those dudes are killing the rhinoceros to sell the stuff for magic seed and stuff. But in order to them to live, their intent is also self-preservation. If they could work of anything else, the poachers will work of anything else.
Yep,
you know?
yep.
But but people are still happy when that happens.
I mean, when
to be
you
honest-
live,
To be honest, fuck poachers. Fuck poachers.
Sure. No. I gotta. It'll be hard for me to say like, oh, I don't feel good when I hear those stories. Like I know it's horrible because I'm putting like some fucking mammal life over some dude that needs the money, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. It's hard. I get happy.
Yes, exactly. It's the sense of retribution built
it's
in.
revenge, yeah, but is it a good thing? There's a question there. Because
That's what create gods, isn't it?
create what?
That's what create gods, the sense of retribution, of justice, of balance.
Um,
I don't know.
yeah, is it? I don't know if you could really just say that.
Well,
But
let me go pee.
yeah, right.
Internet.
Please don't ban me. Please don't go to the front of the door of my house with pitchfork and torch. I was joking.
Yeah, it's just interesting to think about these things. How do you decide that kind of shit? Well, if it's illegal and you actually can get a job in your African country, for example, because it happens a lot in Africa, rhinoceros and all that stuff. It when does it become bad? Like it's like someone that steals gets their hand cut. Well, you did steal, but then is the punishment like really in line with the crime? I don't know, man. It's like that law thing is complicated also.
Yeah, that's why people doesn't care really.
Well, I care. I'm thinking about these things.
Yes, but would you care as I could care, or the average person care? You care as much as when the conversation is going.
I'm
Later,
interested. Yeah, I'm interested in it. So I want to know because I
yeah,
think it's also fundamental because it goes back to some issues that I have in my life. For example, you could talk about
when you
these
hunt a
things.
lion,
No, but it's not because it's not a lion. Then, for example, I was talking to Alejandro. I ate a lamb last time,
yeah,
and it's funny because it brings a lot of more questions in play when you do that. Because some people are squeamish and they would look at the thing and be like, ugh, it's horrible. Yeah, as soon as it's cooked, then it's fine. Everybody wants to eat it.
as soon as you smell it, you're
Exactly.
yeah, it's true.
When you talk about morality and like all that, you talk about consciousness earlier. It's just these things kind of keep happening, and how do you think about these? Because everything else is based upon that. The legal systems, the politics. I don't know. Everything to me is kind of like in that realm of moral stuff. So
Yeah,
instead of just like technical, scientific, objective truth.
it's hard to admit that vegans are right about the hypocrisy of eating meat and having a dog.
Well, we were saying with Alejandro, if you feel bad about it and you actually, you know, but then there's the other side saying, well, is it really bad? Is it really bad to
It's
kill an animal, even
it's
to kill a person?
it's reduced to that. Right now, there are two things. Humans can manage to survive without the need of killing them.
Is that
It's
true?
yes, they can survive, but it's the other thing that humans are not evolved to not eat meat. So
Yeah.
survival without eating meat requires like a process with vitamins and and stuff like that. So both parts are right, but one part
Yeah.
is taking the selfish route and the other
Exactly. So
is
there's
taking
to me when I see that kind of situation, there's always a middle ground, and the vegan issue to me is pretty easy. Just eat less meat.
yeah,
Just that's it. Like don't fucking go crazy with these huge 1,000 cows, places and like millions of chickens and things like that. Just don't do that. Just eat some meat, but maybe not every day, motherfucker.
yeah,
Right? Like, do you have to eat every day instead of? It's the same with sugar. Maybe you heard like recently people are starting doing like regimen without sugar, no
Dude,
fucking sugar,
sugar
and
pisses me off really, dude.
it goes so far. And there was this guy that kind of came out of it. He was saying, at some point, I realized that inside of an apple there's sugar, and when you hit that point that you're not gonna eat the apple because it has sugar in it, you're a fucking idiot. You realize how stupid
You don't have
you're
to avoid it, you just have to control it. That's all.
Well, exactly. Just eat less. If it's a problem, just don't stop all of it. It's like the people who say, like, oh, humans are like the cancer of the earth or something. Like, really? Are you gonna do what? You're gonna destroy everybody? You're just gonna kill everybody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not that simple. Like
Yeah,
maybe yes, but maybe they're also pretty good. You know, who knows?
that's the problem of the childlike mentality that
Ideology, man.
sometimes, yes.
Crazy
So
ideology.
it's good to try to reconcile and say yes, it's true, and
Yeah.
the moral high ground it's avoiding eating meat as a, I don't know how do you say Alejandro Capricho in English.
He's gone, I think.
Oh mierda.
Uh,
You know, something that you a treat that you give to yourself. You know,
yeah.
like a toy.
Yeah. Yeah, but then what? Why
There-
is this the moral high ground? Why?
because you are choosing something that is best for all the parts involved to diminish suffering from all the parts involved in the progress in the process. You know, it's true. I'm not. I don't plan to stop eating
No, no,
meat.
man, me
I don't give a
neither.
shit.
It's just we're trying to
But
wonder, trying to get to the bottom.
I, if someone asks me, I will say yes. I'm aware that I'm being an hypocrite by eating meat. I'm aware of that.
Well, I wouldn't say that
I,
myself. I would say,
I
fuck you, you're a hypocrite. I'm gonna
yeah.
eat meat. I don't care. I'm gonna kill an
No,
animal.
I'm just like a smoker. Like a smoker is 20 now. Is I know that smoking is not healthy.
Mhm.
Because to be honest, okay, I'm eating meat, but I'm not killing them. It's like you know what I mean. I know that I'm part of something that is going to fade away in the future. The future is it's green. I'm
Well, you
aware
know
of
what?
that.
I think the what's gonna end up and this thing will be artificial meat. Like
Yeah,
once they
exactly.
manage to raise meat without a
No
brain,
way. You guys are
they already
heretics.
But
no,
you know what's the
already.
problem? You know what's the problem? That right now veganism is such a profitable industry
Mhm.
that it's kind of hard because every time some a social movement gets trendy and
Yeah.
it's become
Becomes a
monetized.
business.
Exactly. When it becomes business, it slows down its progress. You know.
But did you see that long the labs that did like meat grown
Yeah, I
in the,
saw that. Yeah, I saw that, but I think this is bullshit. I don't think it's gonna ever replace the old school fucking farmers that I have in my country. Like these people do good products. I don't see why.
no, but at least
I guess talking about artificial, talking about
Maybe if
artificial.
it replaces the all the
it's not
industrial
arti-
farms.
it's not artificial meat. It's
It
real meat.
is.
It's just,
It is. Yeah, it's grown from stem cells and
grown
shit.
in,
Yeah, yeah. I've seen that. It's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, it's crazy technology,
yeah.
but like, don't tell me, oh, this is so great. Yeah, everybody's gonna eat like a pill in the future. It's gonna be great. Like, I have my sausage, I have my
no,
cheese.
not,
You made a
not a pill, just like flesh cooked in a
yeah.
lab. You know.
That's the thing. It's like if you sell me a steak that is muscle, right? It's a steak with fat in it, and I don't care where it came from. Like if I don't care if it was grown in a lab, if it tastes the
It's
same
exactly
and
the
it has
same.
property,
Yeah, for like
and
industrial.
if you sell me and you tell me nothing suffered here, it's like just pure muscles grown in a lab. I'm like, cool, I'll buy that.
Mm. Yeah, I wonder about that.
What I mean is, I don't think it's gonna take over. Like, oh, this is. But at least the fact that if that industry grows and it's an option, you will have people that don't want to be vegan, but still don't want to support animal suffering. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well,
The middle ground.
the only problem I have with that sort of thinking and these kinds of technologies that pop up every time, like there's something new like that, is that why go to the worst, most radical thing possible, like engineering meat, which it might be great and harmless. I don't know, right? Like pretty cool. But why don't you just eat a little bit less meat every week?
Yeah, but yeah,
Isn't it more easy to just think of like rationalizing a
yeah,
little
but
bit the production and eating a bit less than just going to okay like full sci-fi, just let's build some artificial meat.
yeah,
No,
Right.
but maybe eating less meat, being more healthy, but that meat being processed will be great. But I agree with you because if that thing with the proper meat works, it's going to be fucking expensive. It's going to be overused for people who doesn't feel guilty about that. If they can, you
Gonna
know,
create a whole lot of problems.
yes, a whole new problems. Exactly. Every invention always end creating a whole new perspective,
More
different.
problems than it solves.
Exactly, exactly.
I mean, we invent so much other useless shit that
No,
it's like, you know, hey, if you can make this without
why
it sure is
not?
more expensive, but yeah, why not? You know.
Why not? Why not? No, true. But I don't see it. I don't like when people start saying like, "Oh, this is gonna change the world and everything's gonna be like that now." I don't think anything works like that. Like,
No,
look
I don't.
at
I don't. I don't think
it's like it's the
it's
same idea in sci-fi. Like you always see these super shiny buildings like with a lot of technology and all that shit. But look at any city in the world, they have like just juxtaposed with like a fucking 18th century building, and this right next to it is the brand new one. Kind of like
Yeah,
when in Blade Runner, that's what makes it work.
yeah.
yeah,
The fact that it's an evolution, but it's not completely replacing
yeah.
everything that's old.
That was cool in the Total Recall remake. That
Mm.
the bottom pit of the cities are they have roads and
Yeah,
cars with wheels. You know.
yeah, like normal fucking things. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, you'll still have
Elysium did that too, right?
yeah. In I'm sure in 1,000 years, if people are still, I don't know exactly, but if people are still like living like we do, kind of, they'll still have
Mhm.
forks and things like that. Like you don't need to make a super sci-fi device to eat when you just have the simplest fucking tool. You don't
Yeah,
replace the hammer. It's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
always be hammer. Nothing
Yeah,
is.
that's why
Yeah,
there's still
it's
AK-47s in the world. Like it's there's no better design that you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
does the
you would
job.
think it's a fucking old gun and they still
yeah.
use it.
The simpler, the better. You're right. You're onto something, long. You are right that.
There might be something there.
Yeah, yeah. People will present as a solution, but it only be an aggregate.
Yeah,
I
People will
think so.
still eating meat because maybe they don't trust it because maybe it can I don't know activate a genome like people
yeah,
that don't trust in transgenics
yeah,
and conspiracy theorists and it never worked. Why that's why we're still using gasoline.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think it's hard to think that it will ever go away. Like I think it's gonna have that for a long time. It's gonna be that thing like, oh, we have both. We have the electric car and we have hybrid
Mm.
whatever, and you're always gonna have like the dude with the gas car.
Yeah.
I think.
And people, oh, I like the sound of the engine. I don't like
It's like
the car
old.
to be so quiet.
I
So
like the
Nice.
smell of the gas. That kind of shit.
Yeah, because I think it's sad to get rid of these old things, especially look at all the old, for example, architecture or the like masonry or any like super old tech that's been kind of destroyed by the new processes. But it still exists. It's still around. Like you still have people that still do it
Hmm.
in the
yeah,
medieval way. For example, in
yeah.
France, somewhere is a pretty cool project. They're building a castle, medieval castle by hand, like old school,
Oh,
by
oh
hand.
shit.
They're getting out like rock from the ground to build the castle right
So,
next to it, and they're using only old tools. There's like guy that is with his forge doing the tools. Everything is completely like old school.
somebody played too much Minecraft, I think.
And that's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
great. I mean, that's pretty cool to see, like because they're rediscovering things, and it's like this whole area of study, and they're having fun. It's like
Yeah.
fucking hippie style, they don't care about technology
Mhm.
and things like that. But it's sad
No,
if you lose this shit. It's pretty sad, I think.
no, dude, that's why we still enjoy going camping. Like go
Yeah.
out somewhere in a
I
tent.
couldn't.
Like you don't need it.
I don't think you
I
can live
mean,
without nature.
No,
yeah.
you need it, Alejandro. You really need it. One of the biggest problem of today is people
Mhm.
doesn't realize how the human body works and need exercise and
Mhm.
green spaces.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think you don't need it to survive. Like it's not
Ah, okay.
It's nowadays society, but no, I know what you mean and totally agree. Like it should be part of everyone's like health stuff. Like you go to the gym, but you also should like know how to make some certain types of knots. Go out, fucking sleep.
Sleep in
Yeah.
nature and
outdoor.
shit. That's something I don't get. The whole workout in the
The gym?
gym. Yeah.
I used to not understand it because I thought like, well, just go outside and do some stuff, right? But it's just a practical thing. Like
Yeah, totally. It's like totally a practical problem. But even then, like it's still fucking weird. Like
it's weird.
you
Yeah.
do have nature all around. You can go run, and unless you're doing something specific, like because from my perspective, like athletes go to the gym because you need to practice specific exercises and things like that. Or if you do a specific sport, that's in that setting. Okay, but then if you go just
For a
to,
jog.
yeah, like it feels strange. Like why can't you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's totally a city thing. Like I think if I live somewhere that is not like busy with cars and shit, I would run. If I wanted to run, I don't run. But if I wanted to run, I wouldn't go to the gym. I would run outdoors.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do a bench press in nature. Like
Yeah. You can't really do it.
Yeah. Are the
With rocks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems a little crazy to me. Should be old school and just go. Fuck, you want to do exercise? Come in my house. I have rocks to move. Just, you'll do some exercise with me.
It sounds better than what what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be shit because it's not fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wonder. Like, to me, sometimes we go too far, right? Like the sort of we start to. Who said that? The intellectuals, they start to love their own creations, their mind's creation, something like that. Some philosopher. You start to make it a value of going to the gym. It's like this whole lifestyle thing. I said the gym just because it's like the first example, but it could be anything. It becomes your whole new life value to do this completely.
Oh, you mean? I know what you mean.
Artificial thing,
You're talking
right?
about like oh now I'm a swimmer or
And if you don't do it, then you're one of these assholes who don't do it.
well because that's a tribal thing. Like you get in a group, right, and a bunch of people suddenly realize like oh this is a whole world. Like all these people like the same thing.
It's I'm a gamer. It's that kind of mentality. It's
Right
belonging.
away, whoever doesn't do it, it's the other, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
apparently we are built for that shit because it happens. It happens like in the gym. You have powerlifting, you have bodybuilding, right? You would think, if, from an outside point of view, oh, these guys should be all friends, right?
All friends, but they're not.
No, dude, it's a whole war. It's not war, but I mean, like, it's a whole like one's criticize the other, and you like, who the fuck cares, dude? Like, isn't it all the same thing? Going lifting weights, yeah, sure, you do it this way or that way, but what you have more things in common that you don't, you know?
Yeah, but
exactly.
It's the testosterone, dude. They are with the testosterone.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. The fucking chemical shit that happens in your brain that makes you think.
but look at in our like community, like illustrators and concept artists and photo bashers, and like don't tell me there is no like this giant tribalism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It makes you think. That's what makes me say it's all bullshit, because you guys are just making shit up. It's just fake. It's just you're inventing some weird games and then you take it too seriously. You know what I mean? Like, these games are games. These things are not. They're not fundamental, right? Like things that are.
Soccer is the best example. It's kicking a ball.
Yeah, exactly.
And there people die from it. Like people kill each other.
To me, it's so funny to me that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are completely crazy over this game that's a bit stupid, and at the same time, it also kind of it makes sense. Like it's like you said, it's like a tribal.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a natural thing to do it, but it's not. I don't get it. I still don't get it. Why do you go
It's a bit scary how
so
easy it is
far?
to like separate people into groups, make them hate each other. Like, oh, our team, we won. I was like, no, you didn't win.
You
Like,
didn't
some
play. You didn't even play.
way, shut up. You didn't win shit.
Uh,
Just went there, ate some hot dogs. Shut the fuck up.
but it kind of still makes sense on the group level, I think, because it's like a survival thing. It's
Yeah.
my group, you're in group, and you stay within your
Yep.
like security. You have healthy competition inside of the like the boundaries of this society.
Well,
So-
I think in football and stuff, it doesn't actually. It makes sense in the evolutionary point of view, but
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense in
it,
practical.
no, it won't survive longer because of that. Not for that example, right?
It's insane how money destroys everything because in Spain you can see something as innocent as a game you play with friends, like football. You can see like that. It's something completely different. It's like a way of life. It's like the most important thing that this country can export to
Yeah.
the outside world. It's a way of its feelings, its sentiment.
Yeah,
And
It's
fucking weird.
we don't need to use football as beating a dead horse. Esports, man. What the fuck
oh,
is happening with that?
people like online games. Shit.
Yes, professional. Now it's going to be a scholarship in I don't remember in what university for esports.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's fuck
Interesting.
me,
Yeah.
fuck me. This is stupid.
This
The
is cool.
no. The ideal thing is that sports were again more like a game, not that games become more like sports, because competitive sports.
Required no, but okay, but then okay, you have checkers is a sport, right? It's a game, but it's also a sport. I mean, there is like poker. It's sport.
Mafia. Poker is just mafia. Even cycling, dude. Even doing a trip in a bike is a fucking mafia with drugs and conspiracy.
Oh, sure.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
anything that you can bet money.
Yes,
on
it's
something. Yeah.
you know all the criminal stuff that happens with the StarCraft team in South Korea
No.
and League of Legends with
No, I
mafia betting and
really.
and players hold ransom and stuff like that. It's insane. The moment you can open a window to get money or a global economy from a product that usually it's just a toy, it's become so fucking insane, like fucking superhero
Well,
movies, you know?
what was it that the fuck Call of Duty? No, Counter Strike online.
Yeah, global
The one
offensive.
that they would like scam people with the
Yeah,
buying the guns and shit. I don't even know what that is, but apparently like there were people spending like a lot of money trying to get like the gun to play in the game. I'm like, what the fuck? You spend money on like just who the fuck cares? It's a skin, you know?
It becomes this crazy thing.
it's the lack of goal, the lack of
Real life stuff. Yeah.
yes. It's you don't people. It also ties with tribalism and belonging. You have to reassure that you have a goal or a purpose in your life. That I'm here for something. I'm not wasting my time, and that's the problem with video games. And that I'm saying that me.
As a game.
And you
The-
play
the-
fucking
the-
tons of video games.
Yes, I am in the age that I admit that is basically a new type of drug. The kind of stuff that people say decades ago of video games are addictive, and I was like, old man, crazy old man. No, I'm aware that's true. It's true because addiction comes from a psychological standpoint.
Dude, that's why I don't touch that. Those games are famously addictive, like Dota and all that shit. Like I
Yeah.
don't even I don't even know how they look like. I don't want to try it because I know I know there's people that like lose their shit.
Yeah, dude, as I said with veganism, I don't want to be an hypocrite, and I admit you that I have a problem, addiction problem with video games. That's
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
but it's dopamine, dude. It's dopamine. A lot of dopamine, giving you fulfilling.
But it's funny. It's
Well-
funny. It's like cigarettes. Like when I don't smoke at all, right? Like as soon as I stop smoking for a certain period of time, I don't. It feels like I don't need it, right? As soon as
Yeah.
you do one, and then you do it a little bit again and again, and suddenly you don't have time for anything else. And with video games, like I love fucking playing video games, and if I stop for a week because I'm very busy, and it's so much easy just to be like, oh, I'll never play again.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But
I'm
as
so
soon as I do one game, oh man, that's it.
I'm so sure that when I'm in Barcelona studying and looking for if I get a job there and I have to look to a flat for myself instead of sharing the flat where Jonathan lives, I'm going to get so much healthier, dude.
Oh
Just
yeah, dude.
because I'm not all day here playing games.
No, and you have people around. Like you have Jonathan. You can Jonathan has been working out. Like you can.
Yeah, Jonathan is buffing, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's that. That's where I say that I admit that there's a sickness in the current way of spending time in the current, in modern days. There is
Yeah.
people. There's a lot of factors why people are so abrasive, polarizing views, and
Yeah.
whatever.
Everyone's mad.
But it's also the fact that they are like lions in a cage. We are like lions in a cage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look at social media. Everyone is fucking mad. I work out a lot, and I get mad because you still
Dude, sorry. The best quote to summarize that is what Joe Rogan said. This happens when you don't have to chop wood.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No,
to
but
stay warm. Yeah.
totally right. You gotta do some old school stuff. That's why you gotta respect old people. That's why you gotta respect old traditions and things like that. Because you think you're all good, you're like perfect, this young, you know everything, and you don't, and it's bullshit. Because you end up, you wake up someday and you just feel like you just gotta go chop some wood.
Yeah.
Just go see a tree. Just lie down in the grass. It's so important.
Be a fucking Homo sapiens.
Be a fucking be what you are, like fucking
An ape.
animal.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's why the whole powerlifting for me was so like I discovered something that I think it was like is in our DNA. Is that like you need like that you push your body like trying to pull something
strength.
from the ground.
Yeah, and you will change
Something that I never felt. I was like, oh, we're made for this,
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's cool. That's why people go to gyms long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? You could go in the forest, cut a tree, and then deadlift it.
I'll get raped.
And then you could fucking deadlift the tree, and it could be useful.
But you can be raped in the forest, like Alejandro.
The forest is not safe.
It's a safe environment where people don't judge you.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like,
No, if you have a forest nearby, yeah.
it becomes like this artificial thing when it's strange. Like,
But it's still better. It's still I mean
it's still better than nothing. It's better than
It's better
nothing.
than staying at home. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, like, I'm wondering the amount of food that as a humanity we have to produce to feed these people that go and then use all this calories just to lift some weights in a fucking room. Like,
Yeah,
how
that's
much
the thing.
energy does that? If you calculate the amount of calories it
No, but-
represents, imagine we could build like 10 pyramids every year. That would be fucking cool.
When I was doing the diving, like back then, I wouldn't work out at all. and I
Yeah.
was always in shape. So yeah, I think it's not everyone, right? Like I think there's a lot of people that have jobs that
Yeah.
require them to do some kind of physical thing.
Yeah.
So they don't need the gym and the. But yeah, dude, we paint things, you know, like.
Well, what I see nowadays is, yeah, if you live in the city in an apartment and you can go and take the first you can walk,
Yeah.
but you don't get that really like strength. You don't go really hard when just walking around, right? So
Yeah, no, yeah.
I think
Just
to
just take
me,
a long walk with your dog, and you will
yeah, maybe with
you
the
will
dog,
receive
maybe
something.
that's a good thing. But I'm thinking, well, maybe people need a little bit of a garden. Maybe they need to like build a wall or like do things in the
Build a
house
wall.
and
No.
no, not that kind of wall,
All right,
but
sorry.
uh,
I
that working
yeah,
outside and doing things outside.
yeah. Even
It's
if
just
it was a pain in the ass, I feel like what are you saying is that building your house
oh, it was great
really
for that.
was great
Great
for
for
you
that.
because gives you purpose, it gives you a goal, learn a lot about yourself. No,
Yeah.
it's
And you
yeah, I
stay
guess
in shape also. That's the greatest.
No,
exactly.
Like it's
and
But
it feels
what
and it feels like you get in touch with a part of like human. There's like building shit. Like you'd never do it. When you do it, you feel like, oh shit, this is what
cool.
people used to do. Yeah,
It's great. You're supposed to do it. You feel
yeah,
when you
yeah,
feel when you're in that zone and you're like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do.
yeah.
And it happens in any domain, right? You could do so many different things.
Yes. I
But
think what
some of
Alejandro,
these primal like fucking exercise things are pretty.
yeah, but what Alejandro is great. What Alejandro is great also. I mean, when you are a freelance, you don't have that much time, and I think that switching between doing freelance work and working at gym is critical for your health. Just because
oh my
you
god,
go out of
yeah.
your house, you know. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it pushes me to get out
yeah,
every like 4 days a week. If not, I would never like leave the house. I have no need for it.
you will be like a blob or something.
Yeah, and then in the gym sometimes there's people that say hi. So now like you have to talk to a stranger, which it feels like it'd be shitty, but sometimes sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's like, oh okay, that
The,
person is nice.
It feels a bit shitty when someone says hi.
Yeah. No, well, because you gotta talk, right, and be like, oh hi, like you gotta be a social animal, and
yeah, yeah.
you, if you
Sometimes
just fall
happens
into
to
that,
me.
fuck people, I know.
There sometimes happens to me when I'm taking the dog to a walk, and I go to the garden where I usually bring Rufo, and there is like people with his dog, and I'm thinking, oh fuck, now I'm gonna have to small talk with them, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I take Rufo, I go to other place sometimes just to not have to talk with them, you know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
But who
that's
knows?
the
Maybe
problem.
that
That's the problem. That's why.
like, oh, that person is great. I'm glad I came and spoke to them.
Yes, that's
Never
the
know.
problem. That's why old people in old towns, at least in Tenerife, in really old towns, when you go there, they say you hi when you cross them on the street.
Okay.
They're more used to that. It's not such a big deal talking with people.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's not. It's like the most normal fucking thing. You
Exactly.
gotta talk to people. What are you
There-
talking
There's
about?
a,
Hey,
there's
dude, I talk to people every
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I'm
but
not
I
just.
remember I remember not being like I remember getting to a point where it didn't feel good. I'm not saying that every day I'm like fuck, but I remember getting to that point where like I was just freelancing and I'll go downstairs for a coffee and be like, oh fuck, this person's
It's
talking to me.
weird. You're not used to talking to anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's
pretty
not
bad. When you get to
it's not
that
good.
in that situation, it's pretty bad.
Mm-mm.
You gotta get out. Get out.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes you gotta just push yourself, go to a stupid party, and be like, "Oh, this is great," until you get used to it.
Yeah, the key is getting used to it. It's repetition, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
If you get too used to not talking to people and being in your house,
Yeah, but that's pretty bad. It's like depression.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's again like a lion in a cage. You are an Homo sapiens in a closed environment without
Yeah.
sunlight. You can deny your own biology.
Yeah.
That's we're getting close to a terrible subject that we're going to avoid, I think,
Oh,
Which one?
really?
with denying your own biology.
Oh,
Uh,
well,
Oh, fuck.
some people like to deny biology, but well, it's wrong. Just don't
well,
do
no,
it.
I don't know. What are we talking?
No, I'm
I don't know
joking.
what's the.
Don't listen to me, Alejandro. I'm joking. I'm just
No,
saying
it's
that
okay.
Something
that
I'm
as an artist or as a, if you, I hate the word, but I just going to use it for the sake of the argument. As a nerd, you spend
Yeah.
half of your life and justifying or rationalizing your own bad habits. Like, oh, look at those bullies going to the gym. And then you grow up and you think, oh, I wish I was more like those bullies that at least have a healthy life, you know? Instead
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
being like a
Well,
troll in a cave.
exactly. Like I identify with people that hate gyms until I did it for a while, and then I loved it. I was like, oh, I get it. Like it's.
Yeah.
That happens also with people who doesn't drink, you know?
Mhm.
People who doesn't drink goes like, oh, look, those kids, they need alcohol to have a great time. You don't need to have a great time. And then you grow up, you see that it's not such a big deal if you are not an alcoholic, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You can still go and have a good time
you just,
drinking.
yeah,
Okay.
you're just rationalizing
Just
why
don't
you
go too
don't
far.
have access to something.
Don't go too
Yeah.
far. You do the usual stuff that people do, but don't go like
Yeah, exactly.
crazy in it. Be
It's
a
a,
moderate.
it's what's the word? Liturgic. It's a social liturgic. Is that social bonding, stuff like that? You
Mm.
have a couple of
Mm.
drinks. No, I'm saying all this stuff. I'm ranting all this stuff just because, in retrospective, I always think when I was younger, if if I will be the guy that I was younger today, I will be part of the problem with the modern society. You know,
Yeah.
because it's just trying to justify your own mistakes.
But
Like
Well,
doesn't
you were a
everyone?
kid.
I
the
think
pro-
everyone does that, right? Like,
Like it's just this idea of you're a child at some point, and you really think that you're great, and you're not.
yeah, the transition to young
And
adult.
yeah, and you think
uh,
that your values don't change and they'll always be the same. So for example, you just look at Alejandro, like he's gonna have a kid in, I don't know, like 3 or 4 months or something, 5 months,
Ooh.
and everything's gonna change, and
yeah,
there's no going back. Like there's no, like the things you do now, you'll never be able to justify some of the things you do now, like when you have a kid, and it's done, and it's normal. And it's like everybody
yeah,
has that. But when you think from the perspective of someone who, let's say, like you're 14,
yeah,
if you think at 14 you're going to change the world because you know exactly the solution to all the problems, well, yeah, you don't. That's it.
Yeah.
So don't think too much of yourself, maybe. Like,
hmm
I don't know, read the old things, do things like the old way. I like that too.
No,
yeah. The
to be
older I
honest,
get, the
I
more.
don't think. Sorry, Alejandro, you go.
No. Go ahead.
I don't think that really when you say when you are 14, do this, do that, and you will do the right thing. I think that's
No, it's
pointless.
no. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying.
No, no, okay, because when you're 14, you are going to act like a 14 years old asshole until you
Yeah,
grow up. The
yeah. No,
moment, the
there's
moment,
nothing people can tell you that
yeah,
is gonna change.
exactly.
Yep.
You are 14 years old until you are on your own and you need your own money to survive. You are
Yeah,
going to try to live in your own version of the universe instead of the real world.
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
What are you
But
going to?
that's wrong.
Yeah,
That's wrong, and people should, and kids should know that.
No,
yeah,
but don't you think that there is value on discovering the path by yourself?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
obviously, but then the problem is when you discover something by yourself, well, you're gonna fail like most of the time. Like Why not
Yeah.
just look at what people always did right, like for a fucking ever, and just
No,
just
but
get it.
that's idealistic, right? Like that
Yeah.
would be
Yeah,
the best.
yeah, yeah. But at least up to a point. Like to me, because that's what I see nowadays. I feel bad
Mhm.
about it, and I think maybe it's like always been like that.
Mhm.
But there's some things, it's like this thing that old people say all the time. The young people don't have any respect anymore. It's always been like that. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
still, don't tell me
Yeah. When
like don't like
when they
you're
say
not
they don't
supposed to
have.
listen to. You're not supposed to ask, for example, a child certain things because that it's not in their realm of understanding. You're
Yeah.
not going to listen to a kid lecture you about how to be a professor, for example,
Yeah.
Oh
because you're a kid, because you're on the opposite, you're on the opposite side. It
mhm.
might be interesting to have a discussion, right? But I'm not saying you should never listen to anyone that's young or whatever, because otherwise I'm still young. But I guess that we get a lot of information nowadays from, for example, the media or the social media, where a lot of kids have a say. Because
Uh-huh.
look at DeviantArt, like 97% 14 years old. What
Uh-huh.
comes out of that is if you start to take some of these things seriously, maybe it's not that good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you should like take a
I
step back
I would say
sometimes.
that most of the problems today is also because there is a canal of communication in which both grown-ups and kids participate
Yeah.
instead of being isolated. I think that's part of the problem.
and
Yeah.
as and also without knowing who the other is, because
Exactly.
you can have that discussion if you're an adult talking to a child, but you have to know, because
That
then your speech is going to be directed to that specific person. But if it's
exactly.
just a name on the internet,
Yes.
then it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And people just react as if it was maybe a different person. So it makes like that miscommunication all the time. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. And the problem is social media also that what destroy about discussing about things is that you have input, you see a lot of input, you see a lot of information or feedback on opinions that really grinds your gears, that really makes you angry, and dumb arguments or stupid rhetoric maybe done by kids, but you don't think that it's done by kids. And when
Yeah,
you talk with someone of your opposing view,
Mhm.
you project on them
exactly. Yeah,
all the stuff that those
yeah,
kids say.
yeah.
And it doesn't have anything to do with maybe with the people that you're talking to. You
Yeah,
know,
Oh
it's a big
because
problem.
you people think that this and that and whatever, and the other person is no, I don't think that, and you people think that, and it's like
Exactly.
adults talking about kids' opinion.
All right, I'm gonna go
yeah.
offline.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
go.
I'm gonna take the
You're
dog to
leaving?
the walk.
No, no, no. I mean, I'm gonna stay here, but I'm gonna close the stream
Oh,
because
Oh.
I'm not doing anything right now. So, or we just keep on Alejandro's screen maybe.
okay. Alejandro is doing the fingers now. Looks
Famous
cool.
fingers.
I don't even know if this is how you do fingers, but
Yes, people do fingers using not that one, using a snake hook
oh, this one.
or using clay tubes. That's another one, clay tubes. But snake hook is also very good.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Make it bigger. You can curve the movement. You see,
Oh, oh, I see.
but don't shape it with a snake hook because it's going to make it
Yeah,
hollow.
just use the move.
Oh, oh, just move it.
That's why
All
you
right.
you might wanna
Gotta do well.
at some point like customize your your keyboard shortcuts to have each like brush that you use all the time. Like move, you just click M or something like that, right?
Uh, wait.
So it's easier for you to, instead of just going back every time.
Yeah, if you want to make it bigger, use inflate in those fingers.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. That's.
Oh, okay, I'll stop that screen share. Well,
Yeah.
very philosophical discussions today. Good job. Interesting.
So you closing? You closing?
No, it's still up. Do you wanna stay online or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be doing this for a while, so
All right.
yeah, don't
Well, I
close
can
it.
leave it then.
I'm going to take the dog for a walk, so I will try to join later. And if you have finished back then it's nice to talk with you again, guy.
All right.
Okay,
Um,
see you later, maybe then.
yeah, Long. I'm planning to finally do that famous visit to Montpellier when I'm in Barcelona.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys tell me before so we can organize
Okay,
when you know the dates and shit.
okay, perfect. Then
All right.
bye bye.
See you later.
Bye.
All right. So I have this. I just don't want to work anymore.
What do you do? Show me.
No, I closed it, dude.
Oh, okay. I'll see
It's
you
just an environment stuff, basic stuff.
Don't crash, please. Don't crash.
Oh my god, it looks pretty slow.
No, I think it's because yeah, it's doing the streaming and the bunch of shit, you know. It's probably okay. I gotta give it more. I gotta divide this bitch. Now, did I just? Hmm, okay, wait. How do I divide just one part? One
Oh,
like
shit.
just the hand.
I'm gonna have to go actually.
Go, bro. Just close this then.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. Anyway.